Stand up, New York Giant fans. Bad Dog, day number
What?
day number 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Yes, day number 2 after a rousing day number 1, which I think most Giants fans were happy with the Malik Neighbors pick. And I don't really think there's any major surprises outside of Penix going to Atlanta. I don't think there was anything really like that stood out like off the wall. A lot of it was very chalky, especially the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you want to be really nitpicky, maybe the Ricky Pearsall pick at 31 to the 49ers, maybe that's a little bit surprising. But yeah, in terms of early first round surprises, it was pretty much status quo outside of the Penix pick.
Yeah. And that's only because he went to Atlanta. I think of a Denver 7-8. I don't think that would have been a surprise, but because Atlanta just gave Kirk Cousins, like, I don't understand. They gave Kirk Cousins all the money. They also signed Tyler Heineke. Like, why wouldn't you just let Heineke play if you plan on drafting Penix? It's a weird thing. And people talk about his age, and I was like, well, 23, 24 is not old, but if he's going to sit for 2 years, then, if he's going to get in there at 26, then his age does matter. You know what I mean? If you're 24 and you're going in and starting immediately, it doesn't. Joe Burrow didn't wait 2 years to start, so that was a weird pick. But other than that, I'm good with what the Giants did, man. I'm looking forward to actually having an explosive playmaker out there to go with a guy like Wandale, to go with Jalen Hyatt, who we know is explosive in his own right and on that straight on speed, and a guy like Gary Slayton, who knows? I mean, day 2 he could be part of a deal. We don't know what's going on. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see who we end up with tonight. Obviously, the Giants land Malik Neighbors, who most people felt was a top 3 or 4 player in the entire draft class. So they get a bargain there, in my opinion, with an elite playmaker, something they haven't had in forever. And now you look at the Giants, and I mean, they can go so many ways with these picks. But if you look at and we kind of talked about it last night, but if you look at what Joe Schoen has done historically, since he's been the GM, he's had 8 picks in the first 3 rounds. And those picks have been 3 wide receivers, 3 offensive linemen. If you want to count Brian Burns, because they traded a second-round pick for him, 2 defensive ends, and a cornerback. So he's clearly a guy that's going to prioritize positions that make a lot of money, right? He even mentioned it last night in his post-game conference when he talked about drafting Malik Neighbors. He talked about how important it is to be able to get a wide receiver that you feel is as talented as him on a rookie salary when you see the amount of money that these guys make. Yeah. So I expect similar today. I expect them to continue to attack those premium positions: cornerback, defensive line, offensive line. That's what I think you'll see Schoen do early on in rounds 2 and 3 tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it makes all the sense in the world. And again, those are positions that we need. I mean, A.J. Brown just got, what could be $32 million a year for 3 years as a wide receiver. They make a ton of money. So you got to do what you got to do, man. And again, when you look at the top 30 visits, there was only 3 receivers there, and none of them were getting to the second round. So one of those guys was a Giant. And, if they were all 3 there, I think they probably would have taken Marvin Harrison. If Neighbors went 5th, they were going to take Odunze. I feel like they knew they were walking out of here with a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Without question.
Let's say hello to some of our regulars in the chat. Papa Goots in the chat, Mike Lowry in the chat, Teray in the chat, JR in the chat, Sublight in the chat, Demon Alcohol in the chat. He says speed kills. Well, I hope it does, because the Giants have speed all over at the wide receiver position now with Neighbors and Hyatt and Slayton and Wandale. We got speed, that's for sure.
There's a lot of speed.
Fabian in the chat, Eric Garrison in the chat. Thank you to everybody for being here. Really appreciate it. Arcstick, hopefully you got Andrew Christopher. Hi, Ola. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you guys are as excited as we are for day number 2 for the New York Giants tonight. We'll probably be up in, I don't know, hour and a half or so. We're pick 15 tonight, but second round goes a bit faster. So really excited to see what we do with our first pick tonight. Greg says Falcons, basic business. Everybody buying quarterbacks. They grabbed what others wanted badly, perhaps to trade him off after the draft to the highest bidder. I don't think that's what they did, Greg. And I think I like where your head's at. It's out of the box thinking, but I don't think that's what they did, Greg, because the way I look at it is, it's kind of like using that theory, it's kind of like buying a car and trying to sell it after you take it off the lot. The second you drive the car off the lot, it immediately loses value. you're not going to get near the amount of value that you paid to get Michael Penix without him stepping on the field. I don't think that was the mindset at all last night by the Atlanta Falcons. I think the mindset was they saw a quarterback they really liked. They said, this is a guy we're going to sit for 2 or 3 years. We're going to copy the Green Bay Packers footprint, and he's going to be a guy that could step in and we think be successful long-term for this football team. Do I agree with the strategy that high in the draft? No, but I'm just explaining why I think they did what they did. Obviously, they really liked him, but yeah, I don't think that was the plan. I think they planned to play Penix down the line, not this year.
I think if they wanted to, quote unquote, trade Penix, unquote, they would have just traded their pick.
Well, that too. They would have traded down.
That's what I think they could have done. Yeah. If they really thought somebody wanted Michael Penix, like Denver or Las Vegas, they could have traded back and probably got a really good draft pick capital for that, knowing that 3 quarterbacks at that time had already gone. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it was. It was
definitely a head scratcher. Definitely a head scratcher. LA Lou, glad to see you. Lou had to be happy last night. I thought the Rams had one of the best picks in the first round last night. So you had to be happy getting a really good edge rusher. But he says, I really hope the Giants draft Spencer Rattler so the Rams can't. You don't got to wish bad on the Giants, Lou. I want Michael Pratt from Tulane. I've wanted him since he outdueled Caleb Williams. I don't think we're taking Spencer Rattler. I've seen a lot of people, and a lot of Giants fans want him. I've seen a lot of people. I think Pat Leonard said it. Maybe they will. I mean, we'll see. They did bring him in for a top 30 visit. I would be shocked if they did it at 47. Maybe if he's there at 70, they'll take a spin. But
I don't know, man. That was my hot take. That Rattler's going to go a lot earlier than people think he's going.
You think the Giants take?
I don't think the Giants are taking Spencer Rattler. No, I think the Giants are going to take BPA, and maybe at 70. If he is there at 70, that might be the best player available at 70. But I don't think they're doing that. I think if they were going to take a quarterback, they would have done it at 6. That's really the way I look at it. I think they're going to fill the rest of the holes. Again, I don't know when Braylon. I like Braylon Trice is a name to look out for. He's going to go sometime today, probably in the second round.
I think, yeah.
Cooper Beebe obviously is another guy that the Giants are really interested in. A couple of corners are still out there. So
let's get your prediction right now, Bad Dog. I made mine today on Twitter. Who is your pick today, right now? Obviously, throwing darts at a board. Who do the Giants take at 47?
Stuff. Cooper Beebe, man. I just think they're gonna.
That's a guy, huh? Yeah.
That's what I think. I think they're gonna continue to beef up the offensive line and make it as good as they possibly can, especially if they didn't go quarterback and you got Daniel Jones coming off an ACL. I think you're gonna do everything you can to protect him. You're paying him a lot of money. You're not gonna go quarterback in this draft, most likely, unless, like I said, they don't go that route. They take Spencer Rattler later, but I don't think they're going quarterback. So I think at this point you're going to do everything you can to help him out, to help Daniel Jones out offensively. And that included getting a number 1 wide receiver, which he's never had. And that included going out and signing John Runyon, getting a Luminor, getting a new offensive line coach. And I think that you keep swinging at the freaking offensive line. You can't have enough depth. We've seen these guys get hurt time in and time out. You got to find somebody. So they're building a really good young offensive line. I mean, there are a lot of young guys here. They got to be coached up. Cooper Beebe's a guy that they could definitely take. It would certainly help the interior offensive line. So that's my guy. I think they continue to go at the O line.
I could certainly see it. I would not be upset at all if they go that route. You know that for sure. But I actually have them going corner. I think the Giants are going to take Max Melton out of Rutgers. That's my pick. They brought him in for a top 30 visit. Plays a similar style to that of Deonte Banks. That's my pick. I think they go Max Melton, cornerback out of Rutgers. But I think this pick's either going to be a corner, offensive line, or defensive line. I think it's trenches or a corner. That's where my head's at.
It's a line of scrimmage pick. I don't think they're going to get Nubin. I don't know. We'll see.
I'm excited, though. John says, hello, fellas. As always, y'all are the best. Hopefully the Giants fail miserably for the rest of the draft. Thoughts on the Eagles taking the corner? It was a good pick. Yeah, I think you guys got good value. A lot of people had him as a top 15 pick in this year's draft. So, I mean, the Eagles draft well. I hate to say it, but they do. So it was a good pick.
That they do. We knew they were going corner. And the good thing for you guys was you didn't have to trade up to get one, because there was a lot of talk before the draft that you guys are going to, trade up to 15 or 14 and get one. You didn't even have to. They fell right to you guys.
Bob Wells says, I figured it out. The Eagles pay their players in crypto cash. That's how they afford them. LOL. Cornerback at 47. Shane. Yeah, Bob. They pay them. You ever see the movie Dumb and Dumber? They pay them in IOUs. That's what they pay them in.
Oh, listen, Saquon lost a ton of money on crypto, so maybe that's why he was so hard up for the cash. I don't know. Yeah, he got banged on that pretty hard. So, maybe they did. Maybe that is how they got Saquon. Hey, listen, we'll give you some crypto. And Saquon loves the crypto, even though he lost like half the money he invested in it. But it's what it is.
Eric, thank you for being a member. He says, would you like the Giants to select the cornerback first tonight? Well, I just said it. Yeah, that's my prediction. But if they go any other position that we need, I won't hate it. Eric, as the draft goes further along, most fans, I get it. And we experience this every year when we do the draft. They want to go need. They see that the Giants need a cornerback, obviously. But to me, I think it's more about the BPA, especially as the draft goes along. You're thinking about these guys, how they could impact the team over the next 2 or 3 years. A lot of times as you get to round 3, round 4, these are guys you don't expect to have much of an impact the first year. These are guys that you hope that you could groom so they become difference makers down the line. So just because we need a cornerback doesn't mean they're going to take one. I just happen to think it kind of matches because there's a lot of good value at that position because not many cornerbacks went in the first round that some people anticipated, and it just so happens to be one of our biggest needs. But I wouldn't be surprised if they went offensive line, like Bad Dog said. Wouldn't be surprised if they went defensive line. Wouldn't be surprised. They can go a lot of ways. I think they're going to take the best player on their board that makes sense for this football team. So,
and that's what they should do. With so many holes on this team, that's exactly what the Giants should be doing. The Giants should be getting BPA at this point in the draft. And I say it all the time. This is where GMs make their money. They should not be missing on top 10 picks. GMs that miss on top 10 picks don't have not GMs for very long. So
yeah,
these are where the guys build the core of your team. They don't cost you any money, and they don't cost a lot. So you beef these guys up. You find guys in the 4th and 5th round that become starters like a Micah McFadden. They're effective. You don't have to pay for that position later on.
That was a good pick.
So yeah, I mean those are the picks that you're looking to, and they're hard. I mean, it's not like everyone you're not going to nail those. More often than not, you're going to miss. But that's why that's so tough. That's why the GMs that can find those diamonds in the rough are the ones that hang around for a long time. There's a reason that the teams that are on top all the time are on top all the time because they draft well. Baltimore's a perfect example of that. Baltimore seems like they knock it out of the park every year. Now, I know they've won a Super Bowl, but I mean, they draft well every year. It's like every time Chris and I watch the draft, like, oh, that was a good pick by Baltimore. Oh, that's a good pick by Baltimore. Like every time. And they're, the Lions are getting to that point where the Lions, even though last year, we were like, what are they doing?
And they ended up having like the best draft.
Right.
Sam Laporta, the running back they took, Gibbs, he had a
Gibbs
game.
The linebacker they took early on in the draft, like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
They know more than we do.
That's facts. But thank you to everybody for being here. If you guys haven't done so, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. If you haven't done so, of course, going over to Bad Dog Sports. People in the chat, please drop his link. We're going to be over there for a post-draft recap, maybe Monday, Tuesday of next week. So looking forward to doing that. Thank you to everybody for being here. And Toasty says, so sad to hear about Corey Cunningham. Rest in peace, only 28. Yeah, I saw a bunch of sad stories posted by former players that play with him on Twitter as well. Graham Gano, Justin Pugh, who we got an opportunity to talk to. So, yeah, I mean, once a Giant, always a Giant, and way too young, man. So that's horrible. And by all accounts, from what all the former Giants said about him, he seemed to be like, a great guy. So that definitely didn't like hearing that today.
28, that's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Didn't like hearing that today.
Way too young.
Harry, man, thank you very much, man. Greetings, gentlemen. How's everything? Where do you all believe we're going to go tonight? Loved neighbors. You and us both, Harry, as far as neighbors goes. And yes. Harry, I like we made our predictions, but listen, I'll go over a laundry list of players that I think are in play for the Giants here with this pick. I think what Bad Dog said, Cooper Beebe is certainly in play. I think Max Melton, the guy that I said, is in play. If Kool-Aid McKinstry ever drops to the Giants, he's certainly in play.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper DeJean, if he ever drops to the Giants, he's certainly in play. That's at the 47th pick. A guy I'll keep an eye on is Adisa Isaac. I don't know about at 47, but maybe at 70. Top 30 visit, edge rusher out of Penn State. I could see that. You got the running back position at pick 70. I don't think at pick 47, but if a guy like Trey Benson trickles down, I got my eye on him. Ben Sinnott, I got my eye on him. What I'm forgetting his name, the offensive lineman, I think from Connecticut. There's a lot of guys that I can see the New York Giants going with this pick. But like I said, I think it's going to be Melton. I think it's going to be a corner, but certainly won't rule out the possibility, like Bad Dog said, of a Cooper Beebe. Offensive line, defensive line. Like there's a lot of options here for the New York Giants.
Yeah, no question about it. I'm looking at the top 30 list, and there's another guy in there that I never saw. I don't remember seeing him on the wide receiver list. Tejon Palmer. I don't remember even seeing that.
Ladd McConkey's still available. I know you love him.
I do. He didn't come in for a top 30 visit, and I don't think the Giants will double dip.
Yeah,
I think Ladd McConkey's got to go early in this part. Didn't Buffalo trade out of the first round, or didn't Buffalo?
Yeah, they have the first pick. I think
they could easily take McConkey there.
Yeah.
So
Andrew Phillips, I think, is another interesting name. As a guy, he's another corner out of Kentucky, maybe at pick 70. Haynes, that's who I was thinking of. He's the other offensive lineman. So there's a lot of options here for the Giants with this pick. So I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be exciting as the pick gets closer and closer.
Yeah, like they brought in a lot of corners. That's for sure. I don't see a lot. No defensive ends, which is strange.
Isaac is out of.
Oh, there they are. I'm sorry. I'm looking at that. I was looking for DE. It just says edge there because I see DT.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't bring in.
Well, we didn't even mention the guys we both really love Chris Jenkins too. That's obviously a possibility. Fisk is a possibility out of Florida State. So there's a lot of guys they could go with this pick. It's going to come down to their draft. But like you said, I think, like we've said, I expect it to be a top 30 visit. I mean, that's been the pattern with Joe Schoen.
Yeah. So none of those guys we just mentioned are.
Yeah.
Chris Jenkins was not a top 30 visit, and Braylon Trice is not a top 30 visit. Cooper Beebe is though.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, maybe a guy like Dijon, they didn't never expect it to be where they're picking, and he dropped.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, it's a fact. There may be a guy where they're like, we did not bother because they say there's no way this guy's getting a 47. So what's the point?
And they brought in Kool-Aid McKinstry, so if he falls,
he's definitely there.
Toast, and there you go. He says, "I love Christian Hames, saw him play at UConn." Yeah, that's the other offensive lineman a lot of people have mentioned as a potential target for the Giants. Didn't have a lot of luck with Matt Parrott from that program, but I certainly wouldn't be upset if we went that route. Tudo says, massive salutes and respects to Tane and Bad Dog and all the dire Giants fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire rugby club, currently training in the UK. Tudo's a world traveler, man. He's a world traveler.
He is. World class. That's what they call a world class athlete right there. Traveling the world. Our guy Tudo, killing it.
Love Tudo. LA Lou says, Rams fans had to look up the word deferred. Appreciate it, Lou, man. Thank you very much, buddy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. And MYG says, regardless of quarterback, I bleed blue. Of course. Go Sinnott, Benson. Yeah, I'm completely open, and I'm very interested to see what Joe Schoen does at the running back spot. But I'm completely open to the Giants taking a running back in round 3 or 4. Because, listen, the more weapons you can get, the better. I know he's not going to prioritize the running back position, but if you can get an explosive playmaker at that position where you're not going to have to pay him a whole lot of money for 4 years, I'm for it. So if a guy like Benson trickles down to pick 70, I'd be interested. So a guy like Sinnott, they want to go tight end. Obviously, Darren Waller is probably not going to be here next year. So,
right.
A lot of options for the Giants here all over the board as the draft goes further along. I think at this pick, I doubt they go the skill position route, but rounds 3, rounds 4, that starts to trickle in. Let's see. Yuri says, get us the Kool-Aid man. You have the Kool-Aid man and banks closed on Sundays. That would be fun, man. Calling the play-by-play with Kool-Aid. We'd be drinking Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I haven't had that in a long, long freaking time. Some guys drink the Kool-Aid all the time, and they think that whatever, but, yeah. Oh, yeah, you do that. The Kool-Aid man. Break it through the walls.
And Dope Des says, we already have a ton of linemen. It is year 3. Brian and Joe must produce. Getting a lineman would be more for the next GM or coach. I mean, I don't know, Bad Dog. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm and I listen, I may be wrong. I don't think Joe Schoen is approaching this draft as if he's trying to save his job. I think Joe Schoen has approached this draft like he thinks he's got multiple more years to continue to build what he envisions to be his football team. Yeah, so I don't think he's drafting just for the here and now. He's been diligent. He didn't force a quarterback pick. If he likes a lineman and he feels he could be a contributor 2-3 years down the line, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he does it. I think Shane's getting at least 5 years. I think he's getting at least 5 years as general manager for the Giants.
I agree. If he felt his job was on the line, he would have taken a quarterback. He would have reached. He would have. There was 3 there.
Yeah.
He could have taken McCarthy at 6. He could have taken Penix at 6. He could have taken Nix at 7. I would have vomited all over the place if he took Nix at 6. But he could have easily done that. They wouldn't have had to trade anything. They could have easily just went out there and said, all right, I'm in deep trouble. Let me just get a quarterback here because I don't trust Daniel Jones, and I just want any quarterback, and I'll go down with him. They didn't. So, listen, though, you win the game at the line of scrimmage. I say it all the time. He addressed the offensive line in free agency. He went out and traded for Brian Burns. You got 2 great edge rushers now. So it's the same thing here. I think that they'll do something with the line of scrimmage. Cornerback is also a line of scrimmage. I mean, they play right on the line of scrimmage. So it is that section. You want to, one of those cover corners out, those outside corners, they're a very valuable position. So you get those lockdown corners that allows your pass rush to get there. And that's the way the defense comes together. So there's a lot they could do here. They could definitely go edge rusher. They could definitely go guard. They could definitely go corner. I think that if there are those 3 positions there, whoever's highest on the board, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
But I'm not ruling anybody out. I'm not taking a quarterback at 47, not taking a wide receiver at 47. I don't see them doing that. I mean, to me, I don't care if they did that, but I don't see them doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't scream if they loved another wide receiver, but I agree with you. I don't think they'll do that because I think right now the strength of the draft that has trickled down, it just so happens to be those positions we're talking about. I think there are good defensive linemen. I think there's some good offensive linemen. I was looking at it. 9 tackles went in the first round last night. 9.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of defensive players taken until the end there, but it took 14?
Yeah.
15? I think the 15th player
pick
was a defensive end. And I think that whoever it was said that there had never been a draft where 13 players in a row to start the draft were taken on one side of the ball.
Crazy.
And it was 14. So it tells you how important offense was in this draft. It tells you the strength of this draft class was on the offensive side of the ball. Because people were talking about last night, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. And no wide receiver draft in the top 10's ever won a Super Bowl, but that's not what dictates your pick. If you're picking in the top 10, you got to go with the strength. You can't just go, well, because that's never happened. We can't take a wide receiver at 6 because no wide receiver in the top 10 in the history of football has ever won a Super Bowl. So we can't do that. Yeah. You're going to pick players that you think are going to help you win a Super Bowl, no matter where the hell you're picking.
It's not like it's not an important position. It's not right. I get the running back argument. I get even the tight end argument, but wide receiver 1's an important position. And Irish says, let's go Giants. Let's go Big Blue. What's up, Chris and Bad Dog? What's going on, Rover, man? Thanks so much for being here, buddy. And Tudo says, Tana Bad Dog, hope you've got your Peacock streams. July 20. I actually do have Peacock. July 20th, 7 a.m., Italy versus Japan. Witness the O-line destroyer and action keeping Tokyo hospitals busy all day. I might have to watch it, Tudo. I might have to watch it. You keep me in the loop, man. I might have to check you out. July 20th, 7 a.m. So they show rugby on Peacock. I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm sure.
I knew they showed a lot of soccer on there. I didn't know they showed rugby.
And golf in there too. I use Peacock for wrestling most of the time.
Yeah, my brother does too. He's a big.
I watch the old wrestling though, except for the Royal Rumble because my kid always wants to watch the girls' Royal Rumble.
Did you watch the WrestleMania this year? I know that was on the Peacock.
No, I was in Disney when that was going on.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I was not looking at WrestleMania. I mean, I can go back and watch it anytime I want to.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. David says, I think we need a Jacobs-type running back to go with Singletary. If you want a Jacobs-type running back, you want to go with the dude out of Wisconsin. I think it's Braylon Allen, right? 245 pounds. So if you want that, you probably want him. I think he's more of a around 4 target, but I think he's 6'2", 245 pounds. So that's probably the guy you're looking at there, David, if you want one of those bigger backs.
Keon Coleman's still out there. I think at the beginning of this, I have a feeling at the beginning of this day, I feel like the run on wide receivers I think that's coming at the beginning of this this round.
And that's what we want, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like that would be beneficial to us if we don't.
I do. I think there's a lot of good wide receivers out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Buffalo started off with that. And we know that once one goes, usually there's a run on.
There's a trickle. Yeah, there's a trickle there. I'm curious. I'm gonna get the chat's opinion on this. Who do you guys want? Like, what player are you? Another guy we should mention is Sanistril as well, out of Michigan. Giants showed interest in him as well, apparently. He's a cornerback, versatile cornerback, could play in the slot. He's a possibility. But who do you guys want with this pick? Giants are going to be on the clock in about, we'll say, an hour and change. Who do you guys want with this pick for the New York Giants? Who do you want to trickle down to that 47th overall selection?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to get a lockdown corner there.
Yeah.
Without question. So, I mean, yeah, if they fall back there, I mean, we could use one. So, wouldn't surprise me. But I'm trying to look at the Worthy thing, though. I was glad I nailed that one right from the beginning.
You knocked that out of the park.
I nailed that one right from the beginning. As soon as he ran that, I go, that's such a Chiefs play.
You knocked that out of the park. You said that like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I said it's perfect. I think who's the other one? I thought our wide receiver kind of went a little. I thought Bo Nix went early. It wasn't a surprise because I'm pretty sure I was saying that Bo Nix is going to Denver and that Penix was going to the Raiders, but I didn't expect Penix to go to the Falcons. And I think we all knew McCarthy was going to Minnesota. I just didn't think he was going to fall to 10.
Yeah, I thought they'd have to trade up in the top like 6 or 7 or 8. Yeah. Good to see Nicking around in here. I had fun with him on my Nick stream the other night. He said, what did he say? He said, corner or safety. I got Ricky says running back. We got Christian Haynes. We got McKinstry. We've got Nubin. I had Nubin in my one and only mock draft on this channel. He's certainly a possibility. He's kind of an oversized safety. He's a hard hitter. Tampa, the corner, Black says. Cooper Beebe. All right, Newton's obviously been a really popular name, Densley. A lot of people have said him today. Kool-Aid, of course. You hope he can potentially fall. We'll see. There's a lot of names. I think there's a lot of guys that would make Giants fans happy with this pick. David says, when the Giants were on the clock last night, I felt like I was on Let's Make a Deal with Neighbors or Anadunze as curtain 1 and 2. Well, curtain 3 was JJ riding a donkey and holding his legs.
I was right with you, David. I was like, God, don't take that curtain. I was right with you.
I'm going to be honest. When the pick was on, when I was talking to the chat, I forgot to even mention McCarthy until about 20 seconds before the pick because I was so focused on being pretty sure that it was going to be one of Neighbors or Adunze. And then with like 20 seconds before they made the pick, I'm like, oh, wait, they could take McCarthy.
Yeah, I think I spent the first 2 minutes of my reaction video saying, don't do that to me, Shane. We're taking McCarthy here at 6. Just take Neighbors, take Odunze, take one of those guys.
Yeah.
Wow, A.D. Mitchell's still out there. I'm just looking at that. So A.D. Mitchell, Ed McConkey, still there. Keon Coleman still there. So there's some good. Edwin Cooper's another guy a lot of Giants fans liked. I remember a linebacker out of A&M. He's still out there. TJ Tampa's still out there. There's definitely some.
There's some talent.
Corners out there to be had.
There's some talent.
Without question. So it'll be.
NYT says, do you think Slayton and Aziz could be equal 33? If we traded both, you mean, do you think we could get that pick? No,
definitely not.
Aziz is
done.
He's healthy. He's going to be a free agent after this year. So
is that today? I'm sorry, Chris. I'm just looking at that. Is that the day?
Today. It's just this pack today.
Oh my God, that's crazy to think day 2 is that crowd.
The people, listen, man, you got to, that fan base is pumped up, man. The Lions finally bringing some excitement back to that city.
They never went home last night.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them probably don't have a home.
Oh,
I'm kidding. But that place is packed, man. Packed.
Maybe it's Cowboys fans, they don't have a home. They suck.
And Frank, what's going on, Frank? He says, sup, guys? Super happy. 2 straight years we take players I loved. I want Nubin, Melton, Haynes, Beebe, and Trey Benson. Those are like 5 of like 15 names I'd be happy with these 2 picks. But I like all those guys you mentioned. Michael Perry says, Central Coast Climber here. Congrats on your wide receiver. We appreciate it. Oh, hey, what's going on, man? I remember you, man. He changed his YouTube name. He used to be
Triple C.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, man. What's going on, man? Good to see you, man. And yeah, I love the pick. And Not a JT says, bunch of wide receivers about to go here to start. Great for us at 47 since we got one early.
I think so
that's
too.
what we just said. Yeah, exactly. JT, that would be great for the Giants if there's a run on wide receivers.
I definitely think there could be. I wonder why Cooper DeJean fell the way he did. Like, there's always a guy. I mean, you can take whatever. I mean, you can take these rankings for whatever you like, but he was a 19th overall prospect and the 3rd ranked cornerback. And I mean, anybody that watched Iowa, I mean, God bless you if you sat through one of those games. But their strength was their defense. That was a hard team to watch. I couldn't even watch Iowa.
It was boring. It was boring.
I couldn't do it. I'm like, no, there's too many other college games on. I mean,
but he was a really exciting player though for that team.
Yeah, but that's
because I actually watched a lot of Big Ten football this year. I probably watched like 4 or 5 Iowa games on Saturdays, and he was always one of the guys that I loved watching, Cooper DeJean. So
you could go clean the litter box, clean the toilets when they're on offense. I mean, you didn't have much time either. 3 and out, run, pass, punt.
I think the thing that's hurting his draft stock, perhaps, he's kind of doesn't have like a position right now because people don't know, is he a better fit at corner? Is he a better fit at safety? Maybe that's why he's trickling down a little bit deeper than people thought. Mm-hmm. So,
he's a big kid. I mean, 6'1", 203 is a pretty good size.
Yeah.
It does say he has position versatile. He's position versatile. He lined up outside over the slot and a strong safety. So, I mean, he's not a bad. I mean, the Giants could find a spot for him. They could use both spots.
But yeah, he's a super talented player, man. Super talented player.
I wonder where Chris Jenkins is going today.
I don't think we're taking him, but I would love him. I would love him. Oh. Doorgunner says Commanders have 5 picks tonight. Wow. Now let's talk about that. The Giants don't have a whole lot of picks.
Got 2.
Could they trade back? You think there's a decent chance they could trade back to get more extra draft capital? Shane in the past has had a lot of activity in terms of trades from within the draft.
I mean, they could. I don't know how much you're gonna get though. I mean, you can acquire picks, but I mean, how much are you gonna?
Yeah.
How much are you really gonna get? I mean, if you have a guy like you have one of these corners, and there's a lot of good ones out there. We were just talking about, what's his face there, Cooper DeJean, and there's a bunch of other guys out there already. Mike Sanistrell, you talked about him. Max Melton, you talked about him. Kool-Aid is still. I mean, we definitely could use one. So if there's one of those guys out, I guess if all of their players are exhausted at 47,
or maybe they like 8 guys, and they're like, oh, we could trade back 10 spots.
That's true too. I mean, that could definitely happen where they're like, well, if any one of these handful of players is there, like you said, it's good coin. If there's half a dozen guys there, like we'll take any one of these guys. Let's move back. We can get to 59
or whatever it may be. Yeah.
So
I could see it.
Joe has not been afraid to move around in the draft.
No, you had last year. He traded up twice. He traded up 1 pick to get Deontay Banks, and then he of course traded up for Jalen Hyatt. And then I think the first year he made he made at least 1 trade, didn't he? I think he made a trade in the first draft. I thought he did.
I thought he did too, but I thought he went back, but maybe they didn't.
Yeah, he might have went back. Somebody in the chat let me know. I can't remember. And
he had a lot of picks his first year. I remember that.
And we
ended up with a couple of 4th round picks.
Yeah, he's also used picks to acquire players, to get Brian Burns, to get Darren Waller.
I could swear we had. Yeah, that's true. I could have swore we had 2.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah, he had 2 trade backs in the second round.
That's what it was. I thought he traded back. Because I could have swore we got both Belton and Bellinger in the 4th round.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. So this is the round.
For sure.
This is the day where he has been active with his trade. So I wouldn't be surprised. Dope says Medical made a lot of guys fall. That's every draft, man. Every draft that makes a lot of guys fall. There's always like one or two mystery guys. You're like, why does this guy keep falling? And then you find out after the fact.
The irony is Penix went top 10, and
everybody was worried about his
medicals. It was him.
Of course, he's not going to play for 2 or 3 years, but still, it's ironic that was the guy that had.
I mean, listen, I'm not going to. Penix has had an injury history, but maybe Atlanta was worried about Kirk Cousins coming off the. Penix is, people are like, oh, he's old. 23 ain't old. Cousins is old when it comes to an NFL player. Right? Cousins has been in the league
like 35,
11. Yeah, so he's older. So maybe they don't know if he's going to recover as quickly or if they have a crappy year. You never know. I mean, that could be. I mean, that's a big contract though, because I was going to say with the way teams had their quarterbacks go down last year, maybe Atlanta finds a way to trade Kirk Cousins. I don't know what. It was a weird thing that Atlanta did. I love Michael Penix personally. I'm going to root for him. I mean, I got no hate for Atlanta anyway, but I will certainly root for that kid. I can root for all of them. I can root for Caleb. I can root for Drake May. I ain't rooting for Jayden Daniels. Screw him.
No.
I'm rooting for us to beat the holy hell out of him, like we've beat the holy hell out of every freaking quarterback under center for Washington since I've been watching football, starting with Joe Theismann. So. I guess the one Washington quarterback we really didn't beat up was Mark Rippon because they were really good in 91. And RG3 gave us a hard time. He was good. I liked RG3 a lot.
Yeah.
No Jayden Daniels, but all the other quarterbacks that were taken, I can root for them. Because there's no hate for those guys. Their uniforms are fine.
Tiki Barber, by the way, is going to be both Giants.
Right.
So
speaking of Tiki, when is Tiki coming on the show, Chris?
That'd be cool.
We gotta get Tiki.
That'd be cool. I named my first dog after him. That's the least he can do.
I started a campaign to get him in the Hall of Fame for crying out
loud. What's going on, Raphael Alexander? He says, "Let's go, Caleb." Are there any players the Giants might? We'll see. I'm not thinking about that right now, but I think they may bring in a veteran corner. But I kind of got to see what they do in the draft before that'll give us a better idea. What's JJ McCarthy saying? He's talking he's up on the big screen.
He's saying, thank you, Detroit, for being great to me and putting a great, because think about it though. He went to Minnesota. They're rivals.
Oh,
so now all the Michigan Wolverine fans who are probably Detroit Lions fans have to root against him.
Oh, yeah, he went to the rival, yeah.
Welcome to my world, Lions fans. This is what happens to me. All my Sooners end up on Philadelphia and Dallas, and I can never root for him. So that's going to happen. There's no way you can pull for him. He's your rival. He's your division rival. It's a black and blue division. Those rivalries are as old as ours are. So there's no way that they can sit there and root for him to do well in Minnesota.
Pretty cool.
That's a damn good football team, man.
Oh, dude.
Damn good football team.
One of the best college teams in a while.
That's a damn good football team, without question. I would love big Chris Jenkins to be a Giant, though. He's just that's my type. That's just a lunch pail, physical, kick your ass, step on your throat when you're down, kick you in the face type guy. I like that guy. That's the way Nick Gates was. Those are my type of guys.
There's Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, there he is.
No, somebody asked any pick yet. Not yet. Draft's about to start, but it hasn't started quite yet. They're honoring the national champion Michigan team.
Yep. Well, everybody in the NFC East now has a number one wide receiver, so I was glad to join that. We don't have a new quarterback yet. Well, neither does Dallas. Dallas has Dak Prescott still, but did Spencer Rattler end up on Dallas today?
He could.
That's possible. There's all this talk about Dak Prescott. Well, they do have Trey Lance. They have Trey Lance, so
that's true. But after last night, he could end up on any team. I mean, nobody would have thought Penix would have went to the Falcons.
No, I know. Well, like I said, my hot take was Spencer Rattler is going to go a lot earlier than people think he's going to go, and I said maybe early day 2.
Let's look at some teams that could make sense. You have, potentially us. You have the Bucks. You have.
Well, they just gave Mayfield a 3-year deal, so I don't know how that.
He's backup.
What's that?
In round 2 or 3, he'd be a backup.
Right.
Yeah. Who else? Maybe no. I was gonna say I guess the Jets could if they liked him. Rodgers isn't gonna be there that much
The
longer.
Titans certainly could.
Yeah, Titans.
The Raiders, they didn't get their quarterback.
Yeah.
Saints, the Saints could, who the hell's their quarterback?
Carr, I think, still, right?
Yeah, they could use a quarterback.
Yeah.
So, right there, Chris, like that is a section where you're looking at the Raiders, the Saints, the Giants. Those are definitely teams that could consider it. The Titans are a little bit farther up, but I don't know. The rest of them, you ain't gonna worry about it. If he gets past those guys, Lou talked about the Rams. He wanted Michael Pratt, but it's the Rams are.
They could. Stafford's not young. Yeah.
That could happen. Pittsburgh, I know they got Russell Wilson, but he's older. Trubisky's crap.
Well, they got Fields. They got Fields too.
Fields, that's right. I forgot they got Justin Fields. But they got Russell Wilson in. That was good for them.
Yeah. Chris says, what's going on with the round table? Obviously, that's directed more towards you.
You got to ask the other guys, man. I don't know what's going on with the round. I try to get answers from them. They're very tight-lipped with me. Couldn't tell you.
Let's see. Rattlers
like tell you. All I can tell you is I miss it. Oh, listen, I told you guys last night. Well, if you weren't there, where is my little chat with those guys?
Good to see you, Xavier Sharp. Thank you for being here, Danny. Kenny, thank
you. Last Saturday.
Yeah.
I send him a bunch of screenshots that say, fellas, we need a Super Friends stream before the draft. Always a great time watching. After Cowboys, Giants, Commanders, go Birds. Obviously an Eagles fan, but he's, and I send to him, I go, fellas, we got to get this up and running again. Everybody wants the show. And radio silence.
It is what it is. Maybe you get it going during the year.
Maybe, I don't know. I won't do it with I'm not going to do it with other content creators. So that I know. I started that whole roundtable business. I could definitely bring it back, but I can't recreate that. That was too good.
Joseph says, do you think the offensive line is fixed or will they be horrible again next year? It's YTD for me. It's yet to be determined. Like I've learned over 12 years of torture watching this team try to block. I'm not gonna put my stock into it before I start to see results. So I'm encouraged that they're trying to improve it, but we, a new offensive line coach, we had a few free agents, so I think it'll be better, but how much better? That's my biggest question, right?
I say this: offensive line, Chris, under construction.
Under construction, that's a good way to put it.
Under construction, that's the way I look at it. We're going with the best defensive tackles. I didn't even see Jenkins in that list.
Yeah, he went away. He was the third one.
Okay, I went away from me quick, so I just glanced up, but I didn't see it.
The Bills pick is in. You figure probably a wide receiver, and then you figure New England probably goes wide receiver, right? Because they want to help out their young quarterback. So
yeah, there's a couple of good ones there.
You might get a run here, Bad Dog.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The beginning of this right here, you're going to see a couple of these wide receivers go. Keon Coleman's there, Adonai Mitchell's there, A.D. Mitchell, Lad McConkey. You got a couple Washington receivers and Polk and McMillan. So I could definitely see McConkey going here, one of the first two picks. Definitely see that happening.
And Brick says, can we get a Nick show? Yeah, we'll see if I have a voice on Sunday, but if I do, I plan on going live for game 4. We'll see. But if I have a voice, I will definitely do game 4. If not, which I might not, because I'm going to be doing the draft for another day, I'll definitely do game 5. Not a J-Tech says, Waller retired, it seems. Is that it? Did I miss the pick, by the way? I don't think the pick, they made the pick.
No, it's still in there. It's still.
Yeah, I don't. Is that official, J-Tech, or is that just a rumor? I don't think he's going to play. I think all signs point that way, but I don't think that's official yet. But I don't know.
Bill, I don't know who. You can look at this. Whoever the hell Bill Enright is. I don't think that's anybody. Yeah, that's definitely not anybody. You can always tell by the. You always tell by the people that. Well, it does say Sports Illustrated there, but you can always. You always tell the guy's 9,400 followers. I mean, I have that many followers. You're going to listen to me? It does say it does say media personality. He said he retired, but I don't see.
I think he's going to. I'd be surprised if he doesn't at this point.
We just spoke with Darren Waller a few minutes ago. He finished an event in New Jersey, blah, 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 shared a story, blah, blah, blah. Waller said he has not finalized his decision. That's from Art Stapleton. So I tend to believe Art, but that was 7 hours ago.
Right.
So
Bill's pick.
He's got to be a wide receiver, right?
Got to be. You got to get Allen a little bit of help. I mean, you just lose Stephon Diggs.
Like McConkey's such a Bill.
He really is. And if he's not, he's such a Patriot.
Keon Coleman. So the receivers are going.
Ladd McConkey is such a Patriot.
That's true too.
Like they always love those, like, you know what, those slot receivers. They love those guys. So I think Ladd McConkey will be a Patriot.
Yeah, but I do think this is the trend of the beginning of day two is these wide receivers are going to go.
And you figure the Chargers will probably go wide receiver too.
Yep.
They already got their tackles. They lost their 2 best wide receivers. This would be great for the Giants. You get a run of wide receivers, it'd be great.
I don't see anything else about him retiring except for, like I said, that one guy, whoever the hell Bill Enright is. I don't know who that is. So that's the only guy I see. Sources, Darren Waller officially retiring, but I don't know who that is. And Art Stapleton said he hadn't made a decision 7 hours ago. So unless something changed in the last 7 hours. But like you said, Chris, I think all signs lean to him not playing. So we'll get some money back.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he plays. I would be surprised. Imp says Waller is a DB, and he's not talking about a defensive back. Well, I think I know what you're talking about, Imp. It's actually a really good point, Jarrett. This year, everybody talked about how deep this wide receiver class is. Maybe the Giants are able to take advantage of that as teams continue to, take a ton of wide receivers in rounds 2 or 3, and those cornerbacks and those defensive linemen trickle down to us because only 3 wide receivers went in the first, say, 20, 25 picks. So maybe now there's a huge run of wide receivers and other positions of importance now for the Giants fall in our lap. So that's a good point by you.
Yep. Well, Keon Coleman, he's gone. There's still A.D. Mitchell and Ladd McConkey out there. Like I said, the 2 guys from Brendan Rice is still there. I like Brendan Rice.
Chargers traded up, so they're going to go wide receiver, I figure.
Yeah, well, maybe that's and the same thing. I mean, the Patriots are probably saying the same thing we are, Chris. You know what? We like A.D. Mitchell. We like Ladd McConkey. We like Jalen Polk. One of those receivers is going to be there. Let's get a little extra draft capital. So I would imagine
they got to go receiver. They have to, right?
They have to go receiver. It might be A.D. Mitchell.
Oh, you know, I think it's going to be Roman Wilson, Michigan. Jim Harbaugh's guy. What do you think? You like that call?
We'll see. Jim Harbaugh loves his.
I'm calling it. Maybe it's a little early, but let's see if he stays true to his roots.
Yeah. Where are we here? Look at that guy. He's still there from last night with his tequila hat. Well, whatever they did, they're happy. Like I said, you ever seen them not happy when they make a pick? Well, I guess the Falcons war room wasn't very happy with what they did last night.
They're thrilled with whoever they got. Maybe they go Chris Jenkins. Who knows? I could be, Michigan guy, right?
Yeah, you never know. I mean, Harbaugh does like his guys. We'll see. I don't know why when the pick is in, it takes so long to.
Because they want to drag it out.
I guess
they want to drag it out.
I guess.
I mean, Austin Eckler's old.
It'd be really early for Roman Wilson.
Where's he projected to go? Mid to late?
I don't even know. I'm just.
I think he's supposed to go in day 2.
Where is he? He's not in the top. He's not in the top 25 guys.
At wide receiver?
Yeah, not for today. Bub Means is ahead of him. Whoever Bub Means is. Oh, no, there he is. I'm sorry. He's 8th. So it'd be a little early, not excessively early.
Wouldn't shock me. I mean, Harbaugh loves his guys, man.
He does.
Who's he going with? Ladd McConkey. So that's good. Yeah. Really, yeah, good pick. Good pick.
This is a great pick. I just figured he was going to be. I thought he'd be one of the first 2 guys gone today, but yeah, he's. I said he's definitely.
He's a good player.
Definitely seemed like a Patriot, but he's good, man.
Yeah,
Ladd McConkey is. He's a beast.
Keep this run going on wide receivers, man.
Oh yeah, without question. I mean, Arizona's next. I mean, they could definitely. They took Marvin Harrison Jr., so they're not going there. They're not going there.
No, but hopefully they do something else. Hopefully they do something else that we don't want.
Right. Right. Exactly.
So obviously the Chargers really liked him because they traded up to get him.
Right. What am I doing here?
He had a really good combine.
He did. Trying to see who the hell I don't know what Arizona needs.
But are you watching on the NFL Network or ESPN, by the way?
I'm on NFL Network.
So am I.
Yep. I didn't even know it was on ESPN today. So I just left it where it was.
No, maybe it isn't. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Wow, man. Look at his family. A lot of people there.
Of course. Yeah, I mean it's a big day. You knew he was going to get drafted at some point here. Does it say what Arizona needs? It says right now, it says best available, Cooper DeJean. Best fit is whoever the hell Jay Newton is, defensive tackle. Jerzon Newton, another Iowa guy.
Could Cooper DeJean fall?
I could. I don't know if it'll fall to us. That'd be great.
Kool-Aid's still available.
Well, there's a lot of the corners are still available. You got to just keep hoping these guys just keep pushing it back. Atlanta's got to go edge, I would think, when they're up.
I mean, everybody thought they were gonna in the first round. How great Atlanta just traded up.
Oh, there you go.
Atlanta just traded up for Spencer Rattler.
They moved up one spot. That's kind of strange.
They really want to piss Kirk Cousins off. They're going to take another quarterback.
Why not? Why not? They wanted Ladd McConkey because Georgia, the Georgia connection.
And Bill, man, thank you so much, man. Good to see you, man.
I don't know.
What's up, boys? Sorry I missed you last night. Love the neighbors pick. Are you kidding me, man? Never apologize, man. Thank you for always being here, supporting us, watching our streams. Who you want for 47? I just joined in. Bill, I mean, there's so many players I like. I'm predicting we get Melton out of Rutgers, the corner. Bad Dog's going with Cooper Beebe, the guard out of Kansas State. What I'm hoping for, I mean, listen, if a guy like, and I love Chris Jenkins too, but if a guy like a Cooper DeJean falls, if a guy like a Kool-Aid McKinstry falls, those are probably the guys that are at the top of my list right now because most people had those guys going in the first round. So those are probably the guys I'm hoping for right now.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they go line. I love that too. So they can do a lot of good things with this pick.
They have a lot of needs. So unless they, I mean, just for me, it's BPA at that point.
I think Trice is the pick for the Falcons.
That'd be early. I love Trice.
Yeah.
But that would be, I think it's a little, I think he's more of a
late day too.
We're picking. Yeah. Jonah Ellis is a guy.
Yeah.
They definitely need an edge. Maybe a guy like Braswell. But why would they trade up one unless they thought Arizona was going to take an edge?
No, Arizona had the pick. Arizona dropped back a while, it looks like, right? Like to 8 picks or so.
I thought that where's the freaking draft tracker? Well, maybe they did. Why the hell did I think? Oh, you know what it was? It hadn't updated the ticker yet. That's why it just showed that. Yeah, they dropped back to 43.
So they jumped Washington. What New England? I mean, they jumped so I mean, maybe it's a wide receiver. Who knows? This team.
You really don't know, Chris. Not with this team. You have no idea what the hell they're doing, and neither do they. No. It's not like I watched the Falcons, but I mean, just you.
Did you see the videos last night of Arthur Blank talking to the GM of the Falcons?
He wasn't happy.
He was. I mean, maybe reading a little too much in the body language, but he didn't look happy. He didn't look happy.
I mean, Arthur Blank's like, what the hell are we doing? I just paid this guy $108 million. You're taking a 24-year-old quarterback with a history of knee problems for what?
Andre Rison, what a great player he was.
I remember what's her face, Left Eye, burning his house down back in the day from TLC. I remember T-Ball's Left Eye and Chili. She burned his house down.
Really?
Yeah, she wanted to burn his sneakers in a tub, and the tub is fiberglass, and the house went up in flames. Yeah.
Wow.
Remember that one? You were really young. I was like in my teens when that happened.
I remember TLC, though, when I was a kid. I like Rison's jacket. He's got a nice looking snazzy jacket there. Oh, they go defensive tackle.
Okay. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, I remember looking at him and being like, maybe the Giants would take him because he's went to Clemson with Deck. So he was projected to go in the second round, but they need help on the defense.
But was he worth trading up 11 spots for?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'm just looking at like the defensive tackle. Well, he just went off the board, so I don't know. He was again, you take these for what they're worth. He was ranked 8th of the defensive tackles that are left. Now, granted, you can look at it what you want because I think Braden Fisk is actually considered. He's also considered an edge. So whatever. He's here a defensive tackle, but I'm just like looking at the list of defensive tackles, and he was 8th there.
Probably not worth trading up for.
Washington, 11 spots.
Washington, I think is going to go line.
They have to go off.
Right, their line's not very good. They already have pretty good weapons for Jaden.
Yeah,
I think they're going to go line.
They got some running backs, so. They could use a corner as well. They could use some pass rushers. No Montez Sweat, no Chase Young.
Oh, good point.
They could definitely use. You could see a guy like Braden Fisk come off the board here.
And LA Lou says it's pronounced row. Just saying, it's a pretty cool name.
Row your boat.
Ray says, who else is drinking the Kool-Aid? I think if the Giants end up drafting him, I think all of MetLife Stadium will be drinking the Kool-Aid. They won't be giving out medium Pepsis next year.
No, Kool-Aid. I can only imagine the merch.
Oh, dude, forget about it. That would be an exciting pick.
Would be. I mean, Kool-Aid was supposed to be, I thought, a day one pick.
And thank you for being a member. He says, Tana, bad luck. What's up, boys? Rounds 2 and 3. Let's go, Giants. I heard the Eagles.
They should.
Their punter of the future here. Smart move. Well, we'll see. They could go long snapper. They need depth at that position as well. So we'll see. It's going to be a tough pick here for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah. No doubt. What is that's not what I want. Where's I going here?
Cowboys just signed Bugs Bunny, 4 years, $4.5 million deal. There you go.
Nice. Why not? Let's see.
But yeah, Kool-Aid was a first for the majority of this process. He was a first round prospect.
I thought so too, but he's a second according to rankings. He's the second best corner to Cooper DeJean right now. So he's definitely a guy. I can see the Giants going that route. I honestly think it's coming down to corner or lineman.
Let's see. Smash that like. Appreciate it there, King Black. Are they going to strengthen the O-line? I think they have to, right? I think they'll take a lineman at some point. It's just a matter of when, but I would expect a lineman at some point in this draft.
You would think so. You would think. You would think. Round 3.
And David says Atlanta's GM should get a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely. Hey, listen, man. Credit, give him credit. He doesn't care, obviously, what the outside people think, but he's definitely made some questionable decisions.
Listen, I love Michael Penix, but that was very interesting.
And Andrew says Kenny Golladay Jr. in the second round. Please, no. There's a lot of juniors in this draft. Well, not juniors, but sons of Jerry Rice's sons in this draft. Frank Gore Jr.'s in this draft. I think there's another one too, but yeah, if Kenny Golladay had a son, keep him away from the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Clock says, Chris told you earlier with Malik, let's play Remember If. Josh Allen, remember 17.5 sacks last year, averaged 9.5 preseason, missed half the season, 2020, $150 million contract, and they owe me a TV. Remember, I would have listen, Clocks. We would have loved Josh Allen. You saw our reactions on draft night. But I mean, here's what I'll say: if we had Josh Allen, we would have never traded for Brian Burns. So, but yeah, I would have loved Josh Allen. Josh Allen was my favorite player in that draft, outside of Bosa, probably, and I liked Quinnen Williams a lot too. Would have loved him, but we're here now, and I still like our pass rush.
Yeah, our pass rush is pretty tasty.
Let's do the Commanders pick. But Clocks, man, good to see you back, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Who did the Commanders pick, man, dog?
I really don't know. I again, edge something on the line of scrimmage. They could use an edge rusher. They could use another lineman. You just got a quarterback. I don't think they need a wide receiver.
Yeah, edge makes a lot of sense.
Is that Darrell Green?
It might be. It probably is. That was his number. Yeah.
Yeah.
He played forever.
He was amazing.
How long did he play? Like 20 years?
Big reason I don't hate Washington the way I hate the other teams. I liked so many of their players when I was growing up. I just thought they were all really good. I enjoyed being their ass.
Who was the middle linebacker that played on Washington? Was it London Fletcher, maybe? No. They had a linebacker on their team that played there forever, too. I can't remember.
Well, I don't know. They had a lot of, when I was growing
Green
up.
played there a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, Green was, I remember he was always the fastest man in the NFL for many years. Gerald Green, but yeah, what a legend. They had oh God, who was the guy?
I think it was London Fletcher was the linebacker I'm thinking.
I'm thinking of the 80s. I remember they had Monty Coleman. They had, who the hell is the other one? He played for the Bears and he also played for the damn Commanders, Redskins. I can't think of what the hell his name was. He was a 20 sack, 20 interception guy. He was really good. He's driving crazy.
This guy looks like he can still play.
I know. But I liked Ricky Sanders. I liked all the receivers. I liked Doug Williams. I loved Rigo, although he was gone, like right after I started watching football.
And Argena says, I want to trade back, grab more picks in the next round, and take Rattler. We'll see. I'm sure that would excite a lot of Giants fans because they want a quarterback, but I wouldn't mind a trade back. I don't think we're going Rattler, but hey, it could happen.
Now, this is getting it's taking a long time. Now, I have ESPN, or I'm sorry, I have the NFL draft tracker up on my computer. It also says the New England pick is in already.
Yeah. So
Gerald Green is still there. They're going wide receiver.
Who? New England?
Yeah. They must know who Washington's taken already. They have to know because they're on the clock. So they have to know. Like, they must go in there and tell them they took this. Because as soon as it says the pick is in, the other team's on the clock, and there's no way that he could be standing out there for 10 minutes like, oh, you got a minute and a half to make your pick. So they must have let them know already who Washington was taking. It's not going to be a wide receiver.
No, I don't think it'll be a receiver. I think it'll be line or edge.
I do too.
Yep, they go Newton. A lot of Giants fans wanted him.
That's what I mean. I don't know why Atlanta traded up. to get a Roro when you could have got Jerson Newton. Who was one of the, he was the top edge-rated defensive tackle.
He's a big guy, man.
He is.
A lot of
Giants. And it also makes sense because, again, they lost a lot. They lost Sweat. They lost Chase Young. They need to beef up their defensive line.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year. That's impressive. Big Ten known for their defenses.
Yeah, well, a lot of these Iowa guys.
Well, Michigan too, right? Michigan.
Well, I'm just saying Iowa. There's all defense there.
Yeah. This guy's good. So it makes sense. I mean, they lose their two guys. They're on the defensive line. They got to start to restock it.
Yeah. NFL Network already says, NFL.com already says Patriots pick is in.
So does this. This says it too.
On ESPN, it says they still have 5 minutes to pick. So I don't know. They're going wide receiver.
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're going A.D. Mitchell.
I hope they go wide receiver. It'd be good for us.
A.D. Mitchell's a big guy. I think they're going there.
I mean, the two guys that Giants fans wanted the most are still available. Kool-Aid McKinstry and Cooper DeJean still available.
A lot of Giants fans want Spencer Rattler.
That's true.
Available. A lot of Giants fans want Cooper Beebe. Still available.
Max Melton, the guy I picked, still available.
Chris and I love Chris Jenkins. He's still available.
Still available. Fisk, still available.
Yep. This has got to be a wide receiver at this point.
Who's the pick? Yeah, it's got to be a wide receiver. You got to get him.
You got to go wide receiver here. Go to it.
You got to give him a little bit of help, right?
You would think you want to get Drake May. Somebody throw the freaking ball to. Mitchell's a big target, 4-3 guy. Tracks the deep ball. He's Jalen Polk. All right, well, they want wide receiver out of Washington. One of Michael Penix's guys. Same size pretty much as Mitchell. The other one right there, Jalen McMillan's another guy from Washington.
So that's already 3 receivers that have gone in the second round.
Hey, man, I told you. I felt like at the beginning of the second round we were going to see this run of wide receivers. I just had a feeling these guys all need wide receivers.
Yeah.
Because think about it. I mean, obviously some of them traded back, but the ones at the beginning of the draft board here, Buffalo needed a wide receiver anyway, but these guys all took their quarterbacks.
Right.
They all took quarterbacks, so they're going to get Washington. Well, Washington didn't take they have a wide receiver, but the Bills needed one. The Patriots obviously could use one here. The Bears took Rome Odunze, so they got another wide receiver. That was 9th, obviously, but
you're starting to go off the board. Probably about 9, 10 receivers now gone, drafted.
Yeah. Well, there's 3 in the first 5 picks today. The other 2 are defensive tackles.
And there was at least 2 or 3 late in the draft last night, I think.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 picks were receivers, if I'm not mistaken, last night. So, and then obviously the 3 at the top of the draft.
I wonder what do the Titans need.
And then you also had Worthy. I think you had at least 6, maybe 7 receivers yesterday, and you've already had 3 today. Yeah, so it's like 9 or 10 receivers have gone. I think 10 linemen have gone. So that's more than half the picks, those 2 positions.
I could see Tennessee going wide receiver here as well.
They could. Tennessee could do a lot.
I mean, this would not surprise me.
I mean,
A.D. Mitchell's another guy. I'm just surprised he's falling down this far.
You want to help out your young quarterback, Levis. Makes sense.
Yeah, he's a big
He'd
target.
probably prefer you to draft, a jar of mayonnaise, but
right. Disgusting. I'll get a different quarterback in there eventually, but
how do you draft the quarterback in the what was he, a first or second round pick?
Levis?
Yeah.
Second.
Late first, right?
Second.
Or was it second? He was second. How do you draft a quarterback that puts mayonnaise in his coffee?
I don't know. How do you friends with somebody that puts mayonnaise in their coffee? This coffee should be just leave it alone, or put some sweetener in it. But I mean, what the hell is this? He was picked second round. He's picked 33, so he's right at the beginning of the second round. Whatever happened to that Malik Willis guy?
Yeah. Is he still even in the league? I'm serious question. I don't even know.
I know that was such a bad draft class of quarterbacks.
I think he's their third string quarterback, maybe.
I just remember Giants fans, they were so desperate for a quarterback then. They're like, we got to get Malik Willis, we got to get Kenny Pickett. We got to get any of these guys. Will Levis. I'm like, no, we don't. But like we said, if we would have had picks 5 and 7, I mean, the only thing I could say, Chris, with picks 5 and 7, the Giants probably could have used those to move up if they really wanted a quarterback at that time.
Well, if they gave up both, yeah, probably. But that's
right.
a lot. Yeah,
it is a lot. But I mean,
if you're your guy, yeah,
David,
he says there's a YouTube channel that plays full old football games from the 80s. One game I watched was the Redskins versus the Giants on Monday night in '86 during Game 7 of the World Series. I'm sure Bad Dog would be able to tell you all about that.
I could tell you all about that. And it's weird. The only reason that happened, the Giants played on Monday night that night. And the Mets and Red Sox were scheduled to play Sunday night, but it got rained out. So half of MetLife Stadium, or it wasn't MetLife Stadium back then, it was the Meadowlands. Half of that was empty. And the Red Sox got to a 3-0 lead. And I remember as the Mets took the lead, you could hear the crowd going crazy. Joe Morris had a really big game in that one. He ran for like 180 yards, and we just continued to beat Washington's ass like we always do, even back in '86. It's just the way it goes, man. But there's a lot. I mean, you can find a ton of old.
What was the final score in that Game 7 for the Mets? I knew they trailed 3-0, didn't they? They won like 8-3, right?
Yeah, 8-5.
8-5. Yeah, they trailed like 3-0. I know that, and then they went on they blew them out later in the game.
Yeah, I remember because I was 10 when that happened, 10 or 11, and I had a bedtime, so I went to bed. It was 3-0 Red Sox. I woke up, and I just remember seeing it. They used to have CNN, whatever it was. CNN used to be 20/20 Sports, so at the 20 after the hour, they always gave you 20 seconds, whatever the hell it was. And I just remember seeing the big "We win" on the Mets scoreboard, and Gary Carter, all those guys, Jesse Roscoe throwing his glove up in the air, and yeah.
I wish I got to remember that.
Maybe I just remember the highlights. I mean,
I've seen the highlights, but I'm saying I wish I got to see it live.
Yeah. Go back and watch it, man. It's like watching live. I'm telling you, the '86 playoffs in baseball were the best ever. So good. All those series were classics.
Yeah. Michael says, great start. Good to see you, Michael. He says, give me Dijon. Try to trade Slayton. Get an extra pick in the 4th or 5th, or use him to move up somewhere. Still over the moon about Neighbors. Love the Neighbors pick, Michael. Michael's usually doesn't love what the Giants do in the draft. So I'm excited, Michael, that you're excited about what the Giants did in the first round. So love to see that. But yeah, Bad Dog, what's your thoughts on the Slayton thing? That seems to have become like a popular topic on Twitter, that the Giants should look to move Darius Slayton. And obviously, I think a lot of that stems from the fact that I guess he didn't show up for voluntary camp. And
they just took a number 1 wide receiver. And Slayton's getting near the end of his tenure. You got Wan'Dale Robinson, you got Jalen Hyatt. You got very young receivers there.
Yeah.
So I think he's getting phased out. It is possible that, there's been a lot of rumors that he's holding out or whatever. And
that's Warren Moon, isn't it?
I loved Warren Moon.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's he's worth getting cut off for. He was freaking awesome. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Tavondre Sweat. There you go. So they actually took a defensive tackle.
He's good.
But what the hell we were talking about?
We're talking about the possibility of trading Slayton.
Oh, it's a possibility. I don't think you're going to get much for him.
Yeah,
5th round pick.
Yeah, I'd like to keep him. I mean, obviously, I don't know the whole contract situation and what that's going to become, and so but I'd like to keep him, man. I think we could use some depth at that wide receiver position.
Size of that freaking guy.
Yeah, I agree that when we took Hyatt, he was going to be the long-term replacement for Slayton. David, at one point when the Mets took the lead, the crowd cheered so loud it caused the whole O-line to false start. Giants won that. Wow, that's an interesting stat, David.
I told you, I remember them just erupting when the Mets took the lead.
Thank you, David, man. I appreciate it. And Nick says, love the first pick. Now let's get Kool-Aid. He might be available when we pick. I mean, what do we got now, Better? We've got one.
There's 7 teams between us.
6, 7, 8 more.
Los Angeles' pick is in. LA Lou, they're going to take Spencer.
There's a trade.
They're going to take Spencer Rattler. Now, what the hell is this? This says the trade says Giants, Carolina. I guess Carolina traded their pick to the Rams. The Rams just want to go out there and get Spencer Rattler, Lou.
You think so?
The Rams are moving up. They don't want. No, I don't know what the Rams are going to do. Maybe they want a wide receiver.
I mean, maybe they go Cooper DeJean. Maybe they go Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Maybe they go A.D. Mitchell. That's crazy. The Rams could definitely use an edge and a tackle.
Picks in.
Maybe they go Braden Fisk.
He's such a fun player to watch, man.
I mean, they already took Jared Verse in the first round, so maybe they're going to double up. A couple Florida State guys, Chris, they did double up. A couple of Seminoles.
They had a great defense. Great defense.
They did.
They were still going undefeated after Travis went down because of the strength of that defense.
Right. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're gonna pair him up. They do need an edge. Braden Fisk could be a good pick here.
He's one of my favorite players in this draft. I love that guy.
I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. I don't watch the freaking Rams. I just go by what the thing says they need, and it says edge, even though they took one already. But they also need a corner.
Isaac Bruce, what an incredible receiver he was.
Yeah, they had a good bunch of guys. Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, and Azir Rakim.
His second year in the league, Isaac Bruce had like 1,900 yards receiving.
Yeah, Kurt Warner revamped his career.
Yeah. What's the pick? Yeah, there it is. They did. You said
they did. They took Braden Fisk.
He's a fun player, man.
Lou, you got to be happy, man.
They doubled up with the Florida State guys.
They're 2 damn good Florida State guys.
Yeah, Lou's gonna be happy with that.
Got to be happy about that, Lou.
Man, this guy's vicious. This guy's vicious.
That's freaking awesome. That's really good start to the Rams draft.
I would have liked him.
Yeah. Well, without question.
And LA Luce, there you go. He says, hell yeah. I just ran a victory lap around my community. A cop tried to pull me over, but the poor bastard couldn't catch me. He loves it. I mean, listen, that's a good pick, man. It's a good pick for you guys.
Yeah, it definitely is. It is a really good pick. Doubling up.
Now we got the Eagles up. So who's the best kicker on the board, guys? Let me know in the chat. Who's the best kicker, punter, long snapper?
Eagles. I don't have the Eagles. I have the Commanders on the clock here.
It says next Eagles. Maybe there was a trade I missed.
But there is a trade. There is a trade. It just jumped on NFL Network.
Did the Commanders make a trade with the Eagles?
The Commanders traded with the Eagles.
What is it with teams in our division making trades with one another? You had the Eagles.
Chris, you don't have to worry about them going corner. I can't imagine.
No, they're not going to go corner, but it's just weird, man.
It is. You'll never see the Giants and Eagles make a trade.
You saw the Cowboys and Eagles do it when they went up and got Devontae Smith.
Yeah. At that point, we should have taken Micah Parsons.
Well, yeah, if we go back in time, let's rock and roll.
I wanted Micah Parsons in the worst way. All right, they're going to commercial. I'm going to go to the bed. I went like once last night. Now I'm going to have to go like every hour. Actually, you made it almost 2 hours. I'll be right back.
It could be a center. I see a lot of people saying center makes sense. Obviously, they need to replace the best center in the NFL. Obviously, after Kelsey retired. So I could see that. Let's see. Tap out Rat. What's up, Demon? They got a corner. What's up, Bill, man? Good to see you. Yeah, in the first round, they got a corner. What if the my birds go DeJean double up on cornerbacks? It's possible, but I think they go line here, if I had to guess. I think a couple of people in the chat hit on that. I think they're going to go line. No, we didn't pick yet. We pick in 7 picks. Oh my God, the chat ruined it for me. I hate the Eagles so much. I hate the Eagles so much. And I hate Washington for letting him go there. Why would Washington trade back with the Eagles? They just got Cooper DeJean.
Well, they doubled up on the corners then.
Why would Washington give him that pick?
I honestly don't know why the teams are in a division. I couldn't tell you.
What's up,
Gerald? I don't know what they got. I mean, the Eagles moved up a lot for that pick.
So now we're looking at Kool-Aid. If we're looking at corner, you're looking at Kool-Aid McKinstry still. That's who you're hoping falls. But still a lot of options for the Giants.
Yes. Without question.
Andrew says everyone, let's get Tana to 47K. Yeah. I appreciate that, Andrew. No, thank you for being here, guys. If you haven't done so, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell. More importantly, going over to Bad Dogs. Go over there and check him out. Bad Dogs Sports. Appreciate all you guys for being here, man.
Chris Jenkins still there.
I think the Commanders' front office is run by 12-year-old playing men.
The Commanders aren't good. I know Louis was in his whatever. I mean, he was so thrilled that they got new ownership and everything was going to change last year. They're going to be great, and Sam Howell was going to be great. And he'll try to tell him, man, you guys suck. Your ownership ain't going to change anything. They went out and they got Shane Daniels, and they've done nothing to build up their offensive line. I know he can get away. I know he can run away, but it's freaking division, man. The defenses in this division are tough.
Yeah, they are.
And the Eagles' defense has got a lot better. They got 2 really good corners, so it's definitely one of the biggest bandwagon fan bases on YouTube belongs to Philadelphia, without question. No, it's a fact. I mean, listen, man. I've been on YouTube for a long time, and before the Eagles did anything, there was no Eagle. There was a handful of Eagle video makers, and as soon as they won that Super Bowl, they're everywhere.
So here's the trade, by the way. Wow. They traded a lot to go up. They got the 50th and 53rd pick.
Yeah, now they gave a lot of picks in this draft.
They gave him 78, but they gave up a lot to go up and get Cooper DeJean. So that's why Washington was willing to do it. They get 2 picks out of the next 10 picks from that trade.
Like I said, you see right there, lost 5 of their last 6, and it really is 6 of the last 7. I don't know why everybody just sweeps that under the carpet like they're all of a sudden going to hit the reset button. They're going to be great. This team has holes in it, and they lost some big pieces. But their secondary is definitely bad. So a good job by that. I mean, listen, I hate that. Harry Roseman's good. Harry Roseman's good at the job. You got to give credit where it's due. Sometimes you got to give the devil his due. And Harry Roseman is the freaking devil.
Brandon Graham looks like he's – look at that suit.
Yeah, it's not Christmas. That is a Christmas blazer.
Yeah.
Without question. That is a Christmas Eve party blazer.
It looks like a game show host or something.
Cooper DeJean, come on down. You're the next. Let's see if Cooper DeJean is as pissed off as their first round pick was. Who the hell did they pick first? I don't remember shit.
My God, man. Cooper DeJean is not that hard to read. Taking forever.
They just like to talk. He's an Eagle. They like to talk a lot without saying anything.
And Andrew says, we cooked the Eagles secondary. Dingleberry is trash.
Well, they've definitely.
That's a good pick, man.
They've done a good job here.
That's a good pick.
Without question. They've done a good job here. Now, rookie corners, we'll see. I mean, on paper, they're great. No question. But, the NFL is an adjustment without question.
And good to see Delano, man. Tana is going to buy everyone in the chat a Jeff Hamilton leather jacket for tuning in. and thanks, Chris. And when you get the invoice, don't stand up. What's up, Delano, man? Good to see you, man. Delano's been with us forever. Good to see him in the chat, man. He's a good guy. Good to see him in the chat. I know you're pumped up for the Knicks, Delano. Got a big game on Sunday. Guy says Rangers up 2-1 after one. What's the score in the Rangers series? Is it 2-0?
Yeah, Rangers up. Rangers 2-0. Rangers 2-0. Rangers. I told you, man. It's 1994 all over again. You got to get the Knicks and Rangers in the finals.
Is this going to be the first year that? Well, not the first year, but is this actually going to be the year where the Rangers get over the top and they finally win?
I hope so.
They've been
the best team in hockey all year.
So now there's another trade. The Saints just traded up. Is this going to be for Kool-Aid?
No, let's see.
Both our guys are still left, right? You had BB, I had Max Melton.
Yeah, they could definitely use a wide receiver. AD Mitchell's still out there. The Giants just staying put. Joe Shane put. Chris Jenkins is still out there. We both like him. Quinion Mitchell, that was the guy. I couldn't think of his name. But yeah, he looked pissed.
Taysom Hill. He's what Tim Tebow should have been.
Oh, that came up there fast with the Saints. They don't screw around at A2. They make a trade and they're running up to them. Of course, then they sit there and they read for 20 minutes.
He couldn't wait to make this pick for his team.
Maybe it's a lineman. He's like, finally. Who the hell is there? Oh, Derek Carr. That's right. It is Kool-Aid. So there goes our corners.
Kool-Aid McKinstry, yeah. So now
you're smooth like Kool-Aid.
Who does the chat want now? Who's the chat want now? Obviously, Kool-Aid's off the board. DeJohn's off the board. Those were the two favorites. I think most people didn't think they would get to us. You were kind of more so hoping. Who's the chat want now with our pick? Who do you guys want? And Ryan says Washington front office, a bunch of squids. Yeah,
they don't know what the hell they're doing, man. They're like Atlanta. I think Atlanta and Washington share a brain trust. They got no clue what the hell they're doing. I mean, we've been crap for a decade, but those teams have been crap since I've been alive. Well, no, Washington was good in the beginning when I started watching football, but for 30 years. I guess the Falcons were decent when they had Matt Ryan, but I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Corum, Benson. So I got some Bensons.
I don't want to run it back with 47.
I don't either. I'd rather wait till 70 if we're going to go that route. TJ Tamp is a popular name in the chat. Cooper Beebe's a popular name in the chat.
Maybe I missed one, Chris. Was a running back selected yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does that, I mean, maybe the class running back is great, but doesn't that tell you where this position is being valued at in the NFL these days?
Well, yeah.
I mean, we're there. They might not be running back until the third round.
Danny Thomas says, did Tyler Nubin or Spencer Rattler? No, neither one's been drafted. I think Nubin's more realistic with our pick. He's a possibility.
We're not. Yeah. I'm telling you though, as we get here, the Raiders, well, actually these teams moved up. So the Saints did not take Spencer Rattler. The Texans aren't going to do it. The Raiders, I'm not going to say they're going to do it because I think at 44 would be a reach. But we saw Knicks go at 12, so anything's possible. The Raiders, I think, were expecting Penix to be there at 13. I don't think anybody saw Atlanta because I think the Raiders are going to try to trade. I honestly do.
Yeah.
I think they wanted one of those guys. And it wouldn't surprise me if they did, but I don't think they will.
Who's the pick? And Art says, when I saw Cooper DeJean went to the Eagles.
Another corner. Now the run on corners is going.
Lassiter, another corner.
Corey Lassiter is good.
Art says, when I saw Cooper DeJean went to the Eagles and I fell to my knees in Walgreens, devastated. It's the Eagles, man. They do this to us every year.
Listen, I don't think Cooper DeJean was getting. If they would have traded up to 46 and did that shit, I would have been mad if he was still there. But
yeah,
they traded all the way up to what 40? I mean, or whatever it was, 39.
Yeah, I just think it's a good player. I'm mad that they got him, but not. I didn't think we were going to get him.
I ain't mad that they got him off. Screw them.
Yeah, screw them is right.
Screw them. I ain't mad they get anybody, man.
I ain't falling to my knees for the Eagles.
I'm going to tell you right now, we kicked the living hell out of them the last game of the season. We've won the last game. We're on a winning streak. They ain't got shit for us. And they're going to find out next year. We're going to punch them in the mouth. I don't care who the hell their cornerbacks are. They're going to get a whole mouthful of Wan'Dale Robinson and Malik Neighbors and Jalen Hyatt. And they're going to stick that in their pipe and smoke it. Screw Philadelphia.
We're almost up, Giants fans.
How about that?
I like it. I like it.
I think the Eagles fan base is my favorite I just love to needle the shit out of them. Dude, I love it. I love it. I love to piss them off. It's fun. It's easy too. You don't really need to say much. Oh man.
Gonna be interesting to see who we end up with.
So Arizona's on the clock, or Arizona's picks in.
I think Haynes is a possibility too. We should have mentioned him. He's BB and Haynes. If we're gonna go line, I think both those guys are in play.
Yep.
Chris Jenkins, our guy's still there. We both love him.
Love Jenkins.
And then of course Melton. That's the guy I predicted. So there's still, some guys here that I like here for the Giants.
Yep.
Who else do we got that's a possibility?
It's gonna come down to who is number one in their. Maybe they trade back. I mean, who knows?
Maybe they do.
Cooper Beebe's definitely, BB or Haynes, definitely possibilities. I don't know if they're gonna go. I don't think the Giants will go edge. I think they'd go inside at this point. Edrin Cooper is another guy. He's a linebacker.
This is the smartest thing Nick Ingram ever said. Eagles fan base is the most delusional on the planet. I'm with you.
Without question. They always think their players are great. It could be a guy that was just complete ass for 7 years in the NFL, nothing, and they get him, and they all do a video like, oh, my God, we just got this guy. The Eagles, Harry Roseman's a genius. He just got this guy. He had half a tackle in his 7-year career, but he's an Eagle. That's them. They're the biggest bunch of cheerleaders ever.
Esteban, seeing you. What's going on, man? Thank you so much for being here, man.
Philadelphia Eagles.
Do you think it's more realistic that we'll go with a DB or a D lineman? If not, what do you think will be available? I mean, I think it's close. I think that's what I'm leaning. I think they're going to go with one or the other. Bandux thinks O-line, which I think is definitely in the running as well. I'm leaning DB. I'm leaning corner.
We're running thin, though.
Yeah, there's certainly some good safeties available, too. They could go like the Tyler Nubin, like somebody mentioned earlier. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of options for the Giants, whether it be the D-line or the secondary. So we'll see. I like Chris Jenkins. We both like Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, we do both like Chris Jenkins a lot.
I think it's going to be – I'm leaning it's going to be a DB because there's still –
his overall rank is 47 exactly. That's where we pick. So maybe – but they didn't bring him in for a top 30 visit. So
who is that?
Chris Jenkins. It just shows his prospect as 47th overall. Not that that means anything, but we're picking 47. So
that'd be funny, right? He lands right on the spot.
It'd be fun to have that guy in the Giants. Just a beast, man. Can you imagine the interior offensive line, interior defensive line with Jenkins and frickin' Dex?
I would love
it. Go with Burns and Kayvon with O'Kerrick and McFadden. I'm in, man.
Let's rock and roll with that. Let's see. You've got Powers Johnson, but he's a center, but he could. I'm assuming he projects to be a guard. He's still available. I'm sticking with my pick. I'm going with Melton. They brought him in for a top 30 visit. Hometown kid. I'm sticking with Melton, man. I'm sticking with Melton. JC says, give me a pass rusher to take over Azeez Ojulari's position. You might get it. Wouldn't surprise me if we go with a pass rusher. You might get it.
There's definitely some pass rushers out there.
If they go that route, it might not be.
Rascal's a big one that's still out there, but there's none of these guys really.
Isaac is the guy that I could see them take it tonight, but that's probably more so at pick 70.
He's definitely a lower. I honestly, I really think the Giants are going to go O-line. I just have a feeling.
And Michael said, Philly best roster ever created, said, "Ugh, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it."
I don't think they're the best roster ever created at all. I think the Niners roster and the Chiefs roster are way better than.
But I hate giving the Eagles.
I just hate them anyway, so it really don't matter. Screw them.
And Shaw says he wants Nubin. He wants the big hitter at the safety spot. Wouldn't hate that pick.
Cardinals pick is in. I'm saying Raiders took Spencer Rattler. I'm just going to say it. The total hot take.
Who?
I'm going to say the Raiders take Spencer Rattler. Total hot take. That's been my hot take the whole time. He's going to get picked earlier than people think he's going to get picked. Who'd they pick? Because this guy's going insane. His face is as red as his jersey.
It's as red as the logo.
I know. As I'm saying.
Jay says Eagles roster is illegal. They get all the big names. Hopefully we kick their ass this year, man.
There goes Max Melton.
There's my pick. He's gone.
The corners are flying. Well, that's what happens. The last 4 picks have been cornerbacks, right? And at the beginning of day 3, it's 3 defensive. It was a bunch of defensive tackles, and so far, wide receiver, defensive tackle, and corner. That's it. Those are the positions that have gone.
I would have liked him. So,
they're going tackle.
We're going D tackle. You think?
I'm not tackle. I'm sorry. I meant guard.
Line.
They're going guard, or take Chris Jenkins.
Please,
they're going interior line, either on defense or
I think that's
they're going in the trenches.
Rich Rod says terrible round. All DT's gone. Now Arizona steals Melton. Selfish teams trading up. Let's see what we get, man. Let's see what we get. Inferno says, Yo, Tan and Bad, long time no see. Good to see you, man. Y'all the man. We appreciate it. I can't believe my Eagles get the Frenchman. Didn't expect them to fall that far. Also, congrats on Neighbors. We appreciate that, man. And
yes,
that was a good pick by you guys. Cooper DeJean's really
good.
Like
I said, Harry Roseman, give the devil his due. He does a good job. I still hate your Eagles. I give credit where it's due, but that doesn't mean I got to like them. That doesn't mean I got to like it. All right, Spencer Rattler.
Is Benson? Do you think Benson's in play for the Giants?
Jim Plunkett's announcing it. This is Spencer Rattler. No, I don't know. It just makes sense, right?
I'm gonna have to ignore the chat after the 45th pick because
they're gonna go wide receiver. Oh, they went center.
Jackson, Powers, Johnson. So they go with the lineman.
That Chris is a lineman name.
And that is a lineman.
That is a lineman's name and a lineman's size.
What do they have? A hat of every team?
Of course. unless they get the call. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if people ever answered that because I think I said, do they like call you and let you know, hey, if you're there at such and such, we're going to draft you.
Yeah. So
maybe they do. Maybe like the Raiders call and say, listen, if you're here, we're gonna take you. But I'm sure they have one of every hat.
Yeah. No, they did. They had all 32 hats on the table.
Oh, well, then there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. I just thought you were talking about.
I never thought about that, but that makes sense that they would. But I've never seen it where the player had all 32 hats laid out.
Yeah. Well, the Raiders not looking extremely happy with that pick.
There's Antonio.
We see him celebrating and doing cartwheels and fist pumping, and this guy's moving his glasses, pink shirts, walking to talk to the other guy, pat each other on the ass a little bit. Guy in jersey. That's Antonio Pierce in the end there. He's just like, I don't really know if I would have liked that pick. I want defense.
One of my all-time favorite Giants, Antonio Pierce.
He was good.
Love
he was good, man.
All right,
they're going in the Giants are going in the trenches. We're getting.
I agree. This feels like a trenches pick for me now at this point. Maybe the surprise pick would be like a Benson because he's the top running back in the class.
Can't take a running back at 47.
I'm not predicting it, but I'm just preparing Giants fans. Looks like Carolina. There was another trade. Carolina just jumped in front of the Giants.
Well, there you go. They're going to take Cooper Beebe.
And Dharma says Lassiter was the dude I was hoping we could snag. I saw a lot of Giants fans mention him.
He's good. Lassiter's good. Anytime you get a Georgia Bulldog, I'm surprised the Eagles didn't take him.
This feels like a trenches pick to me.
I'm surprised the Eagles did not take him. Honestly, because he's a Georgia Bulldog. They love their Bulldogs.
This feels like a trenches pick, Bad Dog.
For the Packers?
No, for the Giants.
Oh yeah, Edgerrin Cooper. That was a name I heard a lot of Giants fans like. Edgerrin Cooper.
Sanistrol. You should mention him too. Giants liked him. He was a corner out of Michigan. He's a possibility.
He's small.
Yeah, he's a slot guy. But TJ Tampa hasn't been taken.
Nope.
He's a possibility. TJ Tampa is certainly a possibility.
Rekestra is still out there too. That kid from he's actually the top rated corner right now. He was ranked 36th overall, but I don't think he was a guy that the Giants brought in. Maybe they did. I don't have the top 30 visits. I still think they're going interior here.
Are we going to get our guy, Chris Jenkins?
It'd be awesome if we did. It'd be awesome if they did.
I would love that pick.
Yeah, so would I, because like I said, just think about the two edges, and then think about your two DTs, and then think about your linebackers. Be sick.
Not ignoring the chat, by the way, guys. I'm just, well, I am right now because I don't want to get the pick spoiled. So I will be back, but I know our pick might already be in. So the way that this is going.
It still says they're on the clock. It doesn't say the pick is in. I have it doesn't show the pick. It just says the Carolina's pick is in. It says the Giants are on the clock. So it doesn't show. It won't pop up on here before they announce it.
So picks in here for Carolina. Who'd they jump us to take?
Yeah, I don't know. The lineman?
Maybe a corner. They might feel, we might be going secondary. He was a good receiver, too.
Boy, the Panthers are a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
The Panthers are really a disaster.
Well, they have no draft capital.
They might as well take a quarterback. They might as well take Spencer Rattler at this point. No, we don't believe in Bryce Young. Gave up a whole draft. And now just gave up more draft capital. Like, what are they doing, Chris? Like, seriously, what the hell are the Panthers doing? You have no draft capital to begin with, and now you just gave up more? You're a team that were the worst team. By far, you were the worst team in the NFL.
They weren't good.
And you just gave up more draft capital to move up. Like,
who's the pick, Muhammad?
Well, they did trade back, though, so I don't know.
Taking forever, man.
I don't think he takes forever when he gets up there. Wow. What?
Jonathan Brooks, though, they take the first running back.
They traded up ahead of the Giants to get Jonathan Brooks.
Maybe they thought the Giants were going to take a running back. They lose Saquon Barkley. I mean, if we're going to go running back here, Bad, we're going to go, I would think, with Benson. He's the only running back we brought in for a top 30 visit.
I don't know where he was ranked. They already took it off of there. Trying to see where he was ranked as far as running back goes. They already took him out of there. Trey Benson and Blake Corum.
So we could go, I mean, if we're going running back, I would think it would be Benson. You obviously got all the trenches guys that we talked about. BB, Haynes, Chris Jenkins. You got the safety, Nubin, who I actually had in my only mock draft I did on my channel. I had him in the second round. He's still on the board. He's certainly a possibility.
See, there's a few guys that the Giants might still like at this point. Let's go back. Because they're still on the clock. It hasn't shown that they've picked anything, so.
TJ Tampa, there's another guy. He's certainly a possibility. I'm going to stick to my guns. I think it's one of those three positions. I think it's something in the secondary, O-line, or D-line. That's what I think it's going to be.
And the Giants surprise everybody, and they go wide receiver. They double up, and they take Adonai Mitchell.
Or they take Spencer Rattler.
Oh, that would make some Giants fans jump off a bridge and some Giants fans do a cartwheel. That pick. Without question. Pick is in, Chris.
Pick in, Giants fans. Let's go.
Give me Chris Jenkins one time.
I would love Chris Jenkins.
One time.
Of course. Commercial break.
Oh, you got it.
Whenever the New York Giants are up, commercial break.
You got it. Last night, I don't think they did, though. I think they took the commercial before the whatchamacallit, the Chargers picked.
They did.
Right? So,
What's that?
I said, yeah, buddy. Come on, Chris. One time. Give us Chris Jenkins.
Let's go.
Cooper Beebe. One of those guys. Wow, Jacksonville's picks in already. Because, again, I just have NFL.com up there, the draft tracker. It says Giants pick is in, Jaguars pick is in. It doesn't
tell you the Giants pick when they tell you that the Jaguars.
No, it just says the pick is in, which then it says the Jaguars. Because, again, as soon as a team makes a pick, the NFL must say, such and such took this, you're on the clock. So this hesitation with them going up there and talking for 20 minutes.
Go for show.
Yes, they don't. Jacksonville's already they know the Giants took, and they said, okay, Giants didn't take this guy, we're going to take him. So the Giants did not trade back.
No.
Do you see them trading up at all?
I mean, no, because we only got 4 more picks. If anything, I think it's more likely we're going to trade back at some point. But I mean, you never know if they really like a guy. But
let's pick at 70th. I don't know how much farther up they can go.
Yeah, it would have to be a situation like last year where they had Jalen Hyatt like way higher than.
But even so, I think he was like they were picking 80. Whatever, and they went
to like 90 something, maybe.
Yeah, they went from like whatever it was to move up into the 70s, but they were already they're picking ahead of where they got Jalen Hyatt.
Boy, yeah, I think they jumped like 20 spots last year.
And you mentioned, man, think of the speed with Neighbors and Hyatt, and then you got the shifty Wandale in the slot. If we could just get a big receiver,
or what if
you know what I mean? Like what if you get a 6'4".
6'4", like Hodgins, but a better version.
Right.
What if you get a speedy running back today? That'd be fun.
Well, I don't think they need a running back, though. I think that's
not 47, not a 47, 70. Or 4th round.
Yeah. I mean, you could always, anytime you got. Where's Will Shipley? Oh, that's a guy I could see the Giants taking day 3.
Yeah.
Will Shipley. Day 3, not pick 7. I just don't think the running back is going to be the best overall player at 70 unless a guy like Trey Benson fell down there. Then I could see him doing it, but it's like I guess those 3 guys, Benson, Corum, Lloyd, those are the guys I could see it. Maybe Jalen Wright, although I think it'd be a bit of a.
Wow, that is the second latest running back.
I told you. I said, had that been picked? All right, oversized hat. That thing would not sit on my head, dude. That thing would fall right on my. Tiki! Look at how well dressed Tiki is.
Let's go, Tiki.
Hall of Fame, better than Emmitt Smith.
Let's go, Tiki. Chris Jenkins, baby. So many players I'd like here. Come on.
Yeah, let's see what we got. Talk for 10 minutes.
Don't
talk about how the Eagles suck.
You want to talk about a guy who looks like he could still play? He looks like he could still play. Maybe we'll draft him in the 4th round.
Maybe. Tyler Nubin.
I had him in my mock draft. I had him on my mock draft on my channel.
There you go. So they go safety.
So I hit on my mock draft on my channel. He was my 2nd round pick. So I forgot on my 3rd round pick. I think it was the Edge from Penn State was my 3rd round pick. But I hit on my first 2 picks on my only mock I did on my channel. Yeah, I like Nubin. He's a big safety. He's like 6'1", 210. I think he had like 5 picks last year.
Right, he's there to replace McKinney. I
like this pick. He's a hard hitter. Yeah.
Anytime you get those guys from the Big Ten, you're getting defense. The Big Ten is known for defense. Not the Big 12 is not. You're not going to the Big 12 for safeties and corners. You're going there for wide receivers and quarterbacks. But look at that, man. Look at that defense, baby. I love that shit. Look at that.
So I did the mock like a month and a half ago, but I had him round 2, I had Isaac round 3, and then I had Kalen Carson round 4. Maybe I go 4 for 4. That'd be cool. But I like the player. He was definitely maybe one of the 5 or 6 guys that I thought we could take there. So I like that pick.
The dude looks like Trevor Lawrence. Is that what they're doing? The people the Commanders are already on the clock. So Jacksonville's made their pick. Cincinnati's made their pick. The Commanders are on the clock. James Stewart. I remember him.
Yeah, it's a good pick. Hopefully I didn't miss any.
Well, we need. We definitely need secondary help. So, McKinney walked. That's what they did. They went there and they got the big safety.
I'm gonna catch up with the donations, guys. I wasn't looking at the chat, so I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Just the guy says, how would you feel about taking the wide receiver from Texas and trading Slayton? He's currently holding out. If we eat the contract, maybe we get a third. I don't think we would get a third for Slayton. You might get a 5th. I don't think you would get.
You're not going to get much for.
I don't think we're going to trade Slayton. I really don't. I think there's a bit overblown. People are saying about him not showing up for voluntary camp, but hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Dharma says last year was I already got that one. The guy that I was hoping we could snag. So yeah, listen, that was clearly a need. We lose Xavier McKinney. Nubin's a good player. Most people had him as the best safety in this draft or among the best safeties in this draft. So it's a good pick. We help the second.
Yes, I love it. Our defense could be.
And not Texas top safety in the draft at 47. I like the pick, man. Like the pick.
Yeah, man. I love our freaking defense. And again, you're going to want a good pass rush in secondary because our defensive coordinator doesn't blitz. He's not a wink. So pretty good. Again, we like these picks. They're great. They gotta do it on the field. That's why I stopped giving grades. I don't know what the hell the grade's going to be. It's always incomplete. You don't know. Position wise, positional value, it's great. So Cincinnati's pick is in. Marjorie Goodell coming out there.
Let's see. Nubin's a completely different type of safety than McKinney, but it's a completely different type of defensive scheme.
I just meant size.
No, I know. No, I'm responding to what Bear said.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's more like a Landon Collins type safety. He's, in my opinion, at least. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for that pick. Durant says, talking speed, what do you think about our pickup Dante Miller from South Carolina a couple of weeks ago? Give me Chris Johnson vibes. I forgot what his I saw people talking about that on Twitter. I don't remember what was his speed, guys. Somebody tell me in the chat. It was like something really impressive. His 40 time. I can't remember what it was. It was like,
who's that?
The running back. He was like a small running back that we picked up, but he's like really fast. That's the guy he's asking about. Somebody in the chat, let me know. It was like a ridiculous 40 time.
Dante Miller.
Yeah. But Duran, man, thank you very much, man. Let's see. What's up with the Dory?
427.
427, yeah. So yeah, that was that we picked him up. Hey, maybe he's a kick returner for this team. Maybe he makes the squad as that, right? That could be important this year. Best Savage says thoughts on the pick. I love it. I had him in my only mock draft, and there goes Chris Jenkins.
Yeah, that doesn't. The great pick by the Bengals. That doesn't surprise me at all.
I knew he wasn't going 3rd round.
Oh, we freaking love this guy.
Yeah,
we freaking love this guy.
But yeah, I had him in my only mock draft on my channel, so obviously you know that he was one of the 4 or 5 guys I thought the Giants could target there, so I like the pick. I honestly think despite losing Saquon, our roster is actually a very solid roster heading into the 2024 season. Here's what I'll say. I think since Shane has taken the job, he took what was a piss poor pass rush, and now I think it's a very good pass rush with the addition of Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. Dexter Lawrence has gotten better since Shane's taken over. I think that our weapons are as good as they've been since we had Odell Beckham, now with the addition that we made in the first round of this draft. So that's a big improvement. And we cross our fingers that the offensive line has some improvement. So this is really the first year for me, Bad Dog, where this actually feels like Joe Shane's roster.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This, for me, that's what I talked about a lot this offseason was to get them and guys that are gone. And now this is Joe Shane's team. This is why this was such a huge year for him, because really outside of Daniel Jones and Andrew Thomas and Dexter, I mean, this for the most part is Joe Shane's job now. These are his players. This is his team. So,
and Ralph Campbell says, why would the Commanders get a top corner? Why would the Commanders get a top cornerback? How stupid. What are the Commanders?
They're picking now. I don't know.
He said why? Maybe he meant to say why wouldn't, because they let the Eagles get DeJohn. Perhaps is that what he means?
Maybe.
Who are the Commanders picking here?
No, they just took a Mike Sanastro.
Good player, guy the Giants clearly had potential interest in. More of a slot guy, obviously undersized, as you could see, 5'3", but yeah, he's a good player. But yeah, he's a good player, Ralph. Jay says, per PFF since 2021, Nubin had a 33 passer rating. I like. He's not known for coverage, but he's a big hitter. He could play in the box, and he did. I think he had I want to say it was 6 or 7 picks last year. Maybe it was 5. He had 13 for his career. But I like the pick. Rich Rod says, re-sign Adoree now or someone. Still need defensive tackle also. I think we'll add a veteran cornerback before the start of the year. I'd be surprised if we don't. I don't know who it'll be, but I think we'll add someone.
Yeah.
Kevin Huff says, Nubin is a great pick. Does everything well. Fast enough to cover his half and too high looks. Big enough to cover tight ends and physical enough to come down the hill. Yeah, that's the thing when I watched him that stood out to me, man. He's nasty. He's a hard hitter for sure. We'll probably pull up some highlights later on, but I like the pick, man. I'm not blowing smoke. I mocked him. So, I like the pick. The most people had him as the best safety in this class. Phenopolis says the Slayton thing is a nothing burger. He should be our number 3 this year, and the receiving core just got a whole lot faster. Very happy so far. God bless. I don't think we're trading Slayton. I agree with you. I think it's something I think because right now there's not a whole lot to talk about. This happens all the time. Fans are overemphasizing small things. I think this is a small thing. He didn't show up for voluntary camp. I think he will be with the Giants this year. Frank says, Nubin, God, I need to be a player evaluator. There you go, Frank. And Ryan says, best safety in the draft. It kind of feels like the McKinney pick in a way, right, Bad Dog?
He kind of fell down the wayside. You know, McKinney should have been a first-round pick, and he ended up. The Giants were like, "Thank you," just kind of landed in their lap.
Yeah,
I'm just reading what Jordan Renana is saying about these guys.
That's what Ralph meant to say. Why would the Commanders help the Eagles get one of the best cornerbacks in the draft? Yeah, that's what I thought you meant originally. But they ended up getting a good cornerback themselves at pick 50. But yeah, I mean, it sucks to see that happened. But I mean, it is what it is. I like the 2 picks we've made, and we'll see what we do in round number 3. We needed a safety. We needed help in the secondary.
I'm just reading this. Joe Shea from Renana. It says New York had a list of 6 players it was willing to select at pick number 6. McCarthy was not on it.
Well, I'm not surprised by that because you figure it would have been. Caleb, May. Obviously, they tried to trade up for him.
It says New York had a list of 6 players it was willing to select at 6. I don't think they knew Caleb wasn't going to get there.
Well, I think before the draft started, they said if any of these 6 players get the 6, we would take them.
No, maybe.
So I would assume it was Caleb, May, Harrison, probably a Dunze. Of course, the guy who we picked,
Yeah.
And then maybe Alt, maybe, because it obviously wasn't a quarterback.
Right.
Maybe Alt would have been the 6th guy. That would have killed Giants fans. And Edward says, think we'll trade back up. I don't. I just because, I mean, like we said earlier, we just don't have a lot of picks, man. We only got 4 more picks, so I don't. I think the Giants stick a pick, but I think they're going to get a good player round 3. And John says, you guys hear what that idiot Salicata, I posted about it today on Twitter, John. He says, you guys hear what Salicata said today on WFA and said the Giants were stupid for drafting Neighbors. So Salicata on WFA, and I heard an excerpt of it. Somebody, played me the clip on Twitter. He ridiculed the Giants for not trading down and taking it, like if they weren't going to take a quarterback, not trading down and taking Neighbors. And I'm like,
dude, it's Salicata.
You don't know.
That's all you need to know.
Like, people were saying, oh, they could have got a future first-round pick, this, that, the other thing. How do you know that? And in my opinion,
this is what he does. He comes out with these outlandish takes so people talk about him. It's what it is.
Yeah.
He has no talent. The man has no talent. So let me just make up a bunch of shit so people talk about me, like he did with the whole Kayvon Thibodeau thing and Carl Banks.
Yeah. But, I mean, it is what it is. But, like, for anybody that believes that they would have gotten a future first-round pick for trading down, like, why wouldn't Tennessee have taken that same deal? They took a tackle at 7. You don't think they could have traded down to 13?
CJ's right. Salicata's a troll.
Oh, he's a troll. There's no doubt about it. Michael says, what do you think about the cool? That's a really good pick. Most people had him as a fringe first-round pick. That's a really good pick. Giants fans were hoping for him. So it's a really good pick. J-Tac says, Nubin highlight time. I will play those. Yeah, I'll play those in a couple of minutes. You're going to like them. I think you're going to like what you see. Solomon says, we should trade up to draft Adonai Mitchell. It'll just make our offense even better.
I can't believe A.D. Mitchell's still there, honestly.
I think
projected to go back into the first round.
I'm going to stick with my original mock right now because we did bring him in for a top 30 visit. I think Isaac could very well be the pick in the 3rd round. He's an edge rusher. I could definitely see that. So, but running back certainly in play for sure. If these running backs continue to trickle down, I definitely could see the Giants going that route. Offensive line clearly still in play. Cooper Beebe hasn't been picked yet.
He is not.
So that's clearly still in play.
Yeah, we're 20 picks away. I don't know.
We're 20 picks away, but it's nice. It's fun to speculate.
Oh, it always is. Listen, who thought A.D. Mitchell would be there? You never know, man. These guys drop and teams trade up because they have other needs, and
Let's check out Tyler Nubin bad though. Let's check out some highlights.
You never know.
Let's see what we got. He's fun. He's a fun player to watch. Let's see. We'll go with this one. Wow, it's a long. This channel usually has like 3-minute highlight clips. It's a 9-minute video. Let's go ahead and share this with you guys. We'll play maybe about 3 minutes of it.
Yeah, 9 minutes on safety.
Accepted. Okay. Sims under pressure, and it is intercepted.
How did Gus Johnson get Nebraska, Minnesota?
Plucks it out of the air.
How did Gus Johnson do wrong that day?
Field is a future first-round draft pick.
Now, he wasn't a future first-round pick. He's second-round pick, but he landed with the Giants, Gus.
Well, they're just trying.
Sacks, and he lost the ball. Fumble at the 10-yard line. Minnesota has it.
He's definitely like
second
a big
time.
safety.
Deacon Hill has been sacked with the ball stripped out. Tyler Nubin, the safety, got in there to make the play.
And then I said,
Okay,
hold on, I get to skip the counter and pick my car as a Gold Plus Rewards member. Sign me up for that.
Sign me up, baby.
Tom Brady. What round is he going in?
So funny. Tom Brady, you are hysterical.
Guarantee you somebody would take Tom Brady right now.
On third down, O'Connell. This one is intercepted.
I was going to say, that was really nice. Good hands.
Does anybody want to win this game?
No. It's Minnesota.
There is Brown, and Brown is tackled in the backfield. Tyler Nubin, who's got 30 friends and family here today. He's from west of Chicago, about a 2.5-hour drive. They all came down to see him make plays like that.
I would just put this game right now on the young guy's shoulders. Just throw the football.
That's what we're doing.
And he does that on
He regretted it.
Intercepted by Tyler Nubin. The safety read that.
You can tell he's a playmaker, man.
He 13 picks.
Tracks the ball well. That's the whole thing. I mean, that's what Dane Belton was at the end of last year.
Lost the football.
He just forced that fumble.
And Mitchell just went to Indianapolis. It's a great pick for that.
Minnesota says they have it. No signal yet.
That's a great pick for the Colts.
Yeah, it is.
And it is Minnesota football. Devin Mockabee, a true freshman walk-on.
Illinois hanging on to their bowl hopes over the final month of the season. Altmaier, deep middle, intercepted.
Guess who?
Nubin undercut the route. And he ties the school record for career picks. Giving it back.
He just reads the quarterback the whole way. He's reading him the whole way, breaks on it immediately.
At one point in this game, is going to put his stamp on it. And there it is.
You just see him.
You're going to throw.
Read the quarterback the entire way.
And Brown is upended. Tyler Nubin has just been all over the place. Another tackle there.
So a 3rd and 7 now. Chris. Intercepted.
Not good hands, man.
Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week after 2 interceptions against Nebraska. And a big one there for the Golden Gophers.
I think we got a player here, man, though.
His instincts.
Hey, like I said, he's got good instincts. He's got good hands. You want playmakers. You want guys that can get turnovers.
And any first down on 2nd and 2 downfield and at the 20-yard line. That's incomplete. Intended for Jalen Franklin. Tyler Nubin, the reigning Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week, like he got in there at the end.
He had his breakout year on that defensive front. He's had a good season, but not that great season. Polinsky back to pass.
He threw that one right to him.
Right where he's supposed to be. He looked like the intended receiver on that one.
He threw that right to him.
Right time all the time for Nubin.
Yeah, Tyler Nubin's a heck of a player. He's a next-level player. He's excellent in the run game. You saw what he can do in the passing game.
Gabbert out of the shotgun, looking down the middle, throws, intercepted. Picked off by Tyler Nubin.
You get it, man. I mean, we just saw 5 minutes highlights.
And the Minnesota defense.
Yeah, man. I like him, man. I think it's a good pick.
Like I said, you want guys that can play in the ball, but so many times we've had the ball go through our guys' hands end games. It'd be nice to have a guy that can put it away with an interception like that.
Most of them was the best safety in this class, so I like that pick. Obviously, we needed a safety. We lose McKinney. We replace one second-round safety with another.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's really what it was.
Yeah. And Solomon says Blake Corum could be a good pick. And definitely, I love Blake Corum. Would definitely be okay with that pick.
Yeah, the Giants go running back. 3rd round I have no problem with them taking one in the 3rd round.
And David says, I love the Nubin pick. BPA at the position, and we needed secondary help. Everything else will be gravy now. Keep going, Joe, with BPA. Let's go, man.
That's what Joe's got to do. And because we have so many holes to fill.
Love this pick. Love that pick.
BPA is always.
Love that pick.
I do.
I think he's a guy that's going to be an immediate contributor, too.
Yeah, I mean, he should be able to win the job at a camp.
Yeah, he's gonna be an immediate contributor for this team. So, like the pick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Shane is cooking. Edward says, "I'm with you, Edward. He's cooking fire right now, baby."
Again, I like the picks, but I don't get. I got to see these guys in the field.
Of course.
But I like his philosophy of getting positions that we need and getting good value for them. You get the best safety in the draft, middle in the second round. It's pretty damn good. You know, you end up getting a top play wide receiver, which we have not had in years, not since Beckham. So you get one of those in the draft. You work on the offensive line. You trade for Brian Burns. He's getting back to basics, which is what we need. But no matter what he does, everybody's going to say, well, I got Daniel Jones, and Daniel Jones sucks. And don't worry, we got Drew Lock. Maybe Drew Lock is the guy.
Yeah, might be. I think Jones will be the starter, but
if Cooper Beebe falls to 70, they better take his ass.
That would be great. That'd be great.
They better take him.
David says, where's the people saying Joe was sleeping? He wasn't sleeping with that pick. I like that pick. They actually did not bring Tyler Nubin in for a top 30 visit, so that breaks the trend.
But maybe they didn't think he'd be there at 47.
They probably didn't think he'd be there at 47, yeah.
So when they said, all right, well, we'll take care of that.
Spencer Rattler still hasn't been picked.
No, he's going to be picked today by somebody, though.
You don't think he could maybe trickle into day 3?
He could.
Yeah.
He definitely could. Where am I here? I don't want picks by team. So what I want.
Oh, they did? My mistake then, JP. I thought the list I saw, he wasn't on the top 30 visit, but maybe it wasn't accurate, JP. My mistake. So my mistake. If they did, then the trend continues.
They could take Cooper Beebe right here, or Christian Haynes. They could definitely take one of these guys.
Makes sense. I mean, we thought they might take him with their.
They need some linemen.
And David Cohen says Soto and Verdugo solo.
They took Sinat.
Giants liked him.
That's early for him.
So Washington goes with the tight end. Still only one running back, bad dog. So
I know,
and that becomes a possibility.
It's just amazing how far that position has fallen.
But Dave, man, so there you go, bad dog. Soto and Verdugo with solo shots.
There you go. I love Verdugo, man.
He feels like a Yankee, doesn't he?
I just freaking love Verdugo. He's a ball player, man. We haven't had ball players here like Verdugo.
Frank says they should take Mahogany linebacker. There's a few good ones. They might like Cam Hart in the 4th. I don't think they'll take a linebacker today, Frank, but I could certainly see them taking a linebacker tomorrow.
Mets have been playing better too, man. The Mets have been doing well.
Yeah, I think what are they 3 over now?
Yeah, they started 0-4 or whatever the hell it was, 1-5. So
yeah, Lindor finally had a big game the other night. He had 2 home runs, so that was good to see him get back on.
Rangers are up 3-1 on the Caps. Let's go Rangers!
But yeah, Frank, I could definitely see a day 3 them going linebacker, a guy that maybe could help in special teams, provide some depth, but I don't think they'll take one today. Rodney says Dable and Shane are building something special. Dogs at both sides. You can already tell this is different from the Gettleman era. Trust guys.
I agree. Again, outside of Brian Burns, which kind of, I guess Malik Neighbors, I mean, it's flashy, but I feel like they are getting back to basics.
Well, Brian Burns is basics. That's nuts and bolts. That's a pass rusher.
It is. Somebody's like a flashy player, but they are building like in the trenches, and they didn't give Barkley all that money. You know what I mean? They said, we're not giving them all that money. We're not doing that. You know, let the Eagles do that. You know, because like we talked about yesterday, the cap doesn't apply to the Eagles.
Who is this?
Carl Nassib.
Nassib. Yeah, I was like, I couldn't remember who it was. Yeah, Carl Nassib.
I wouldn't have known unless I saw it on the screen. I would have had no clue without.
I knew him by his face. I just couldn't put the name with the face.
I recognize him at all. I remember Ryan Nassib. I remember him.
This guy was actually pretty good. You know, I think I recognize the face. I think he played for. It must have been the Browns when they were on Hard Knocks, and they showed him a lot. So that's how I recognized him. I think.
I remember. I don't remember many Browns. I remember Peyton Hillis.
Peyton Hillis, yeah.
I don't remember a lot of the modern day Browns.
Oh, I think it was the year Odell was on the Browns.
The old Browns. I remember a lot of them. I remember the
Bernie Kosar,
Eric Metcalfs, and the Clay Matthews, and the Frank Minifields. I remember those guys.
Irish says if
Kevin Mack.
He was a running back, right?
Yeah, robbed the McDonald's.
Yeah. Irish says if Atlanta were to trade Penix, how would that work and how would they do it? Love our pick. They're not going to trade.
They're not trading Penix. There's no way.
They're not trading Penix. They didn't draft him 8th overall to trade him. I mean, maybe in 2 years, but not now. Just the guy says Washington, Philly, both putting together nice drafts. I think we're putting together a nice draft too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they are. I agree with that. Washington also has a ton of picks.
Mm-hmm.
And they added more with that trade back.
Yep.
Waller retired?
He didn't retire.
No.
It's BS. It's BS. I saw it. There says Darren Waller's. I was
everybody's saying it now. I think it's official now. Everybody's saying it now.
Somebody removed it here. It says this page doesn't exist.
You knew that was happening.
Yeah, I don't see anything about him retiring. Saw something posted by Giants Daily, and that page has immediately been removed. And I see nothing else on Twitter about it.
And a lot of people are saying he retired.
I don't know where they're getting that from.
And everybody's saying it. Let me take a look on Twitter. Let me see if I can find it.
Well, it is everywhere now, but who are these people? Who is Giants Today? Who is Raiders Report? I mean, I don't see a legitimate source. So I'll wait till I see a legitimate source for Darren Waller.
I'm not
going to look at New York sports. I'm not going to look at guys that have less followers than I do and are. So
I don't see that. I don't see a legit. I don't see like a.
Yeah, you can't read Raiders Report Mitchell.
Maybe there is somebody legitimate we're not seeing because it seems like a lot of people in the chat think it is.
Right, but I mean, you can just see anything on Twitter and go, "Oh, I broke the news." I don't see.
So it sounds like it was fake, based on what they're saying. Twitter spreads a lot of false information, guys.
Of course they do, and then it gets reposted.
David says,
"I see this. Like, there's a bunch of them, and someone right away says source. Haven't seen anything yet. SI. There's nothing on SI. A guy put that shit out there, and immediately the thing is gone. Like I clicked on it, it was immediately page doesn't exist. He is not retired yet, not officially anyway."
And David says Art Stapleton just spoke, no decision yet.
So right, I'm not. Yeah, I'm believing Jordan Manon, Art Stapleton, Ian Rappaport. Like those guys when it comes to.
I feel like Darren Waller would be the first one to break that too.
Right.
Like I feel like he would post something, right?
Right.
I'm reading.
You can't fall for everything you read on Twitter.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, though, Darren Waller, if he was healthy this year, that would be.
World Jam Band said Bad Dog retired. I can't freaking wait till that happens. I can't wait.
If you put Waller with now that you have neighbors, man, that'd be fun. But the thing is, he won't stay healthy. But
I can't wait till I can say that Bad Dog retired. Got another 10 years. Long time. but not as long as it used to be. So by the time my kid's graduating high school, I'll be collecting my pension.
Well, John just broke the news.
Oh, John did.
Yeah, John Cobb just said it. Per sources, Dexter Lawrence.
Oh, per source, that's my favorite. Like I said, I'm a source. I mean,
per sources. Yeah, the voice in my head.
I'm not a credible source, but I am a source. That's the thing. Chris, it should specify per credible source, not per source.
And Michael says Waller's getting divorced. Bro, gonna have to play.
Look at this. Look at that. Have not reached an NFC championship game since 1995. You love to see it, Cowboy fans. You love to see it. 30 years of nothing. You love to see it.
Waller getting divorced. To my knowledge, he doesn't have any kids, so he may not have to pay child support. But yeah, he may have to pay. His ex-spouse.
Why?
We'll see.
Why? Did he do something wrong?
Well, no, but usually when I don't know the rules, but usually when you get divorced, doesn't the man traditionally have to pay? No.
You only have to pay alimony if you screw up or you make more than your spouse. Maybe if you have child support and stuff.
And it's not like it's a.
If she cheated on him,
yeah,
and it was and they said I get divorced. He's not like he's gonna have to pay her alimony.
Yeah, that's true.
So it depends on.
It'll probably just be a
honestly, there's a lot of couples getting married because of irreconcilable differences. You don't owe anybody. That's just amiable. This ain't working. My parents, for instance, that's what that was. Now my dad, because we lived with my mom, he had to pay child support, but there was nothing else. That's just because he was taking care of us. So that's child support. It's not alimony. They just said this don't work. We can't live with it. They always cared about one another, but could not.
He signed a prenup. He was smart.
Well, prenups too.
Yeah.
Well, they get half of your assets, but that's not like alimony. That's not payment. But isn't she an athlete too?
But women athletes don't make what men do. I mean, you saw what the WNBA salaries are, but I'm sure she's
I'm sure every athlete gets a prenup.
Yeah,
unless you're really stupid. And I don't think their agent would never. Their agent going to go. You better get a prenup.
Yeah,
you better get a prenup. Making millions of dollars, because there's a bunch of gold diggers out there. Of course there are. But I didn't think these ugly ass guys are getting these hot chicks. You think it's because of their personality? Come on.
Texas Pete says, "What's up, Texas Pete?" He says, "So good to be back."
That name is so right. It does make everything taste better. He ain't lying.
He says, "So good to be back. Had to take a break from all social media. Missed you guys. Until next time, go Yanks, go G-Men, go Canes." Thank you so much for being here, man. And you listen, man, I think everybody needs a break from social media from time to time. So
I got one when I was in Disney World, and it was nice. Even today, I really wasn't on social media barely at all. They took a day off of work, slept late, went to the gym, went to the grocery store, picked my son up, hung out with him for a little while, and didn't really get on. I don't think I even posted anything on Twitter today. Honestly, I think I stayed right the hell off of it.
They were showing the picks by school. Texas has the most picks so far, and Alabama wasn't on the top of the chart at all. They wanted
Alabama did not have a good year.
They did not.
Yeah. Georgia, I'm surprised they're not up there. Florida State's had a lot of guys go. Washington too. Washington's had a lot of guys are gone.
I'm back. And Lopez says, "Was stuck at work. How we feeling about Nubin?" I love that pick. I mean, I was thinking more corner line, but yeah, I love the pick, man. I had him in my only mock draft on my channel, so I always knew it was a possibility. He was ranked as the top safety in this draft. It's clearly a need. We lost Xavier McKinney. So yeah, man, I love that pick. Good pick. Who the Cowboys taking? We're up in 14 picks. We're gonna be here before you know it, guys. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's the second time I tried to shift over to the chat. It knocked me out. I'm not even going to touch anything anymore. I'm just going to read your donations rather than try to mess with the mouse. I'm not even going to touch it anymore. But I'm back, guys. I'm back. So the Cowboys are on the clock. Who the Cowboys picking?
Cowboys should take a punter.
Punter, kicker.
Chad Hennings, I remember he sucked, but I do remember they talked about he was like the strongest guy in the team. I remember that about him. He wasn't like a good player. I just remember them saying he was like the strongest, like one of the strongest guys in the NFL. I mean, look at how big he is. It still looks like he could freaking play.
Yeah.
But I remember he benched like 500 pounds, something stupid. He always stuck out of my head. That guy has no idea who the hell they just took. He has no clue. Why are they showing the Lions, guys?
Who's the
I like when we have Chris. I like when you get to like the 6th round and they show fans and like, yeah, like they know who the hell it is. That's my favorite.
And Tyler, thank you so much, man, for the donation. Hopefully this doesn't knock me out. I think I'll be okay. How would you feel about Rattler? I mean, I'm not gonna cry my Cheerios or piss it, whatever they said, whatever the term is. If they
crying your milk, or
whatever. If they take him, but do I want him? No, I don't.
John's not taking a quarterback guy.
I don't want a quarterback.
So many people want Spencer Rattler just because they don't want Daniel Jones.
And I got news for you. If they took Spencer Rattler in the 3rd round, you're still getting Daniel Jones.
Correct.
So
you're probably getting Daniel Jones throughout the contract.
So
Rattler's gonna be your backup.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, man. Like at this point, just keep building the roster, man.
Yeah, just keep building it so that when you actually do get your quarterback one, he's walking into a good situation. It's not what they did not do that for Daniel Jones at all. And they never made the situation better for him. So don't do that to the next guy. Daniel Jones took his lumps. He got paid for it, and let him take some more lumps, and we move on eventually.
Who the Cowboys taking?
Yes, Luke says Rattler retired. Yeah, Marshawn Nealand is a good one. He was supposed to go earlier in the draft. A lot earlier.
He's got an edge rusher.
He was been the best overall player for a long time until just now, second best. Because Rick is still there.
Thank you to everybody for being here. We appreciate it, man. You guys are the best. Still have 1,500 people in here on day 2 of the draft. You guys are awesome. And
we'll have 1,500 people on day 3 of the draft. That's how awesome they are.
And we're gonna have another pickup in what, about 10 selections or so. So 14 selections.
Yep, 15.
So
TJ Tampa's still there.
Wow, he is right.
Yeah, he's still there. I think Cooper Beebe's still there. He is. Both he and Haynes are still there. Well, if they could get him in the 3rd round, that'd be pretty awesome.
And
I want to see your
intern. And the day we win a Super Bowl on this channel will be insufferable. Oh, dude.
As well, we should be.
Forget about it, dude.
You ain't seen nothing from me yet.
Let us
be good. I always tell everybody in our division, you better pray to God the Giants are.
I'll tell you what, man, if they ever win a Super Bowl, you know how you do the 24-hour streams? We'll do a 48-hour stream.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, half the Eagle channels on YouTube will be done.
They'll be
unsubscribed for me. They'll be like, the hell with this guy. I can't listen to this guy anymore. And I'm like, yes, you can. You love it. You know you do.
We'll just keep the channel run, the live stream running for 48 hours.
We'll just let it run highlights of the Super Bowl for 48 hours. You just keep playing it over and over and over and over. We'll just loop it.
Yeah.
Just loop it.
Buccaneers pick coming up at pick 57. Our pick's coming up, guys. Now Malik Neighbors retired, apparently. Okay.
Oh, why not? He got paid, and now he's going to retire. He hasn't got paid yet.
No, not yet. He will, though.
He will. So he hasn't retired yet. He's got to get his first paycheck. And I'll be honest, his first paycheck, I could retire. Sure.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm looking to see who could trade up in front of us. Where do the Eagles pick? And they pick 78. So I can definitely see the Eagles moving up to 69 with the Chargers to get some. Well, they're not going to take a running back.
Just a guy says, if Saquon retired during camp, is he still a Giant?
No. Signed a contract with the Eagles.
Yeah.
So he's an Eagle.
Yeah,
He'd retire an Eagle.
Eagles just gave him $14 million a year, man.
He's signed a contract, so he would retire an Eagle if that was the case.
Well, he could always come back, I guess, and sign a one-day contract, but that's one player I don't think it'll happen. You don't go up with the Eagles and
nah, that guy's never. You ain't welcome.
Yeah,
like Tiki said, I don't care if Tiki took heat for it or not. You're dead to us now, buddy. It's over. Once the Giant noise down, when you go to Philadelphia, that shit don't play.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
Unless you Mark Bavaro. That doesn't count. Bavaro was ever like a cup of coffee. That shit don't count. Bavaro can do whatever the hell he wants. But that's because Bavaro won 2 Super Bowls here. If Saquon won 2 Super Bowls here, once Giant always Giant. I don't care where the hell he went. But he didn't.
Of course.
But he did. He had 1 winning season here. So go over there. Have a good time. I hope you suck. And I hope them Eagle fans absolutely kill him. I do. I hope I'm not rooting injury at all. I would never do that. I don't care who he plays for. I hope he gets off to the shittiest start, fumbles a couple times, can't run the ball, and they boo the shit out of him. That is my dream. I just want that to happen.
That'd be great.
Because they're impatient. He could have his first 7 carries, he could get 3 yards. And they will kill him. They'll kill him.
And MY Giants 26 says, what do we do at 20? I don't think we're trading up, man. I really don't. But hey, maybe we will. We just don't have many picks, man. So I don't think we're trading up. I think we're going to stand pat at 70. I'm going to go with Isaac. I'm just going to stay true to my original mock draft. I only did one. So he top 30 visit, edge rusher. But I mean, listen, Bad Dogs pick at 47 is still available. Cooper Beebe. So he's certainly there's certainly some linemen we could attack.
DJ Tampa's still there too.
Tampa's still there. We haven't taken a corner yet. I like Kalen Carson, even though a lot of people had him as a 4th round guy to Wake Forest.
I did not do a mock draft. I just realized I did not do a mock draft this year.
I only did one. I did
not do 2020. I remember I did a number because COVID. Yeah. So what was I doing? I couldn't go out. I couldn't do anything. I was in the house. I went to work. Then I came home. Okay, I'm sitting here for 8 hours. Well, let's do, and I work from home. So if I had to get up at 8:30, I could get up. I didn't have to shower. I didn't have to drive anywhere. I could just wear my box or whatever and go downstairs and type on the computer, do my job. And then I have to travel home. And then
that was wild during COVID, man. We're doing live streams every night.
It was. You and I would alternate. And that's really what it was. I do a live stream, you do a live stream. I do a live stream, you do a live stream.
There was nothing to do.
Three lives a week.
Yeah.
I did pretty much. It's just alternate back and forth. I mean, listen, it got so bad that when the Korean baseball hit at 4:00 in the morning, my ass is like, I need sports. I get up 4 in the morning and do some Korean baseball. What the hell? I just want to see a sport. I didn't care.
And yeah, but I don't think we'll be trading up, man, Giants. And let's see.
Finally.
And just the guy says he did it just to steal us their playbook. Yeah, I don't think so.
No, that would be a good idea. Why didn't we throw a double agent over there? Maybe that is what Joe Shane told him.
Maybe.
Go get your money, but while you're over there, give us the information. Or just say you have the flu and don't play against the Giants.
And Argena says, was the safety we drafted part of the 30 club? I didn't see him on the list, but somebody else in the chat said that he was, according to Big Blue Interactive. So I didn't see him on the list, but apparently, maybe the list I had wasn't completely accurate. So, but yeah. Let's see.
Yep, he is. He was the 35th.
No, I think he means like top 30 visits.
That's what it says. Giants.
Okay.
It says the list is. It's actually a list of 35.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, he says I've marked 5 of them with local. As several beats have reported that the local doesn't count towards the 30, but Nubin was not local. So Max Melton did not count towards the 30 according to this.
Okay.
It says several beats have reported that the local don't count towards the 30 allowed. So it says Johnson, Robinson, Isaac, Melton are all local. So they were not part of the 30, but Nubin was, as was Jaden Hicks. Those are the only 2 safeties that they were looking at. So Nubin does make a lot of sense there.
Yeah.
They have a ton of corners. I mean, they have Cam Hart. Obviously, Kool-Aid's gone. I don't know if Evan Williams is still there. They have Andrew Phillips from Kentucky. Pretty sure he's still there. So they only had 1 linebacker
Oh, there's a lot of Giants fans. I mean, obviously, we're not going safety at this point, but a lot of Giants fans liked him as a potential starter.
You know who's still there? Braylon Trice is still out there. I don't think
Yes.
He's still out there. Actually, his overall rank is third round.
Yeah. I never go by those though, man, because like you said, they had Jenkins as a third round.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It says this is why things happen. Because he was supposed to be higher. But now it says he's listed at 274 on the school site, and that weight appears to be more accurate based on the tape. But he weighed in at 245 pounds, and his arms are shorter than expected. So these little things
that's all
can take you from a guy to going in the middle of the second round to the end of the third round. It's those type of things that we have no idea about.
Yeah.
I still like Braylon Trice.
Pieces of the puzzle. Packers defense.
I don't look like ours, does it?
Sure, man. I think the Packers are going to be good.
It don't look like our defense.
Rashawn Gary's a really good player, though. All right. Pick is in. Houston. So we'll be about 10 picks away after this one.
Spencer Rattler's actually, his grade overall was 98. So, or overall ranking, rather, was 98. So that's the end of the third round.
Blake Fisher. So there's another tackle off the board out of Notre Dame. They're notorious for generating really good offensive linemen.
Yeah.
He's Joe Alt's counterpart.
Notre Dame. That's where we got Mr. Tuck from. That's where we got Mr. Bavaro from. Notre Dame. It's where the Niners got Joe Montana.
Jerome Bettis, another good one.
Yeah. No, but one guy we do not want from there is Sam Hartman.
No, do not. He's got nice hair. That's about it.
Yeah,
he was god awful at the combine.
Awful. He was terrible.
We're almost there, guys. We got about another 10 picks already in for the Bills. City of Detroit looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I've been there. It isn't.
No, I know it doesn't have a good reputation, but that downtown area looks pretty nice. You've been there? You've been to Detroit?
Yeah. It's like Cleveland.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't go to Cleveland.
Yeah. It's just I went to Detroit for work. Many years ago. I went to Detroit for work.
Oh, for work. Okay.
Cleveland, I went there for the National Card Show convention. God, that had to be, at this point, that had to be 10 years before my son was born. That had to be 10 years ago. Long time ago. But Cleveland was terrible. It was like right when Ubers were starting it. And I remember it was like impossible to get a freaking cab. But one thing I'll say about Cleveland, they had a restaurant called the Hairy Buffalo. And it was freaking good. The Hairy Buffalo was a good restaurant. I remember they had $6 pitchers of Yingling.
Okay.
They had buffalo burgers. I didn't try one. I thought about them. I don't like it. But, Jake, you're right. All those cities are the same. They are.
And would you go Peyton Wilson if he's there? I don't think we – listen, I think if you look at Joe Shane's history, NY Giants 26, look at the top 30 list, and he has never taken a player in day two that he didn't have on his top 30 list.
Patrick Paul just went right. He was a Giants top 30 visit. I think I just saw him I think he went to the Packers. I think. I'll check real quick.
So who's left, Bad Dog, that's like a projected day two pick that's on that top 30 list?
Cooper Beebe.
Okay.
Is definitely on there.
The guy that I said that I had mocked on my mock, Adisa Isaac is still there.
Andrew Phillips, I think he's still there.
Andrew Phillips is still there.
Cam Hart is still there. I don't know if Christian Boyd got selected. Chop Robinson's going, Dallas Turner's going.
Yeah.
Your guy Isaac is still. Oh, that's local, so that was not a top 30 visit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Jordan Morgan is still out there. Trey Benson. Both the running backs are there.
Trey Benson, he's a possibility.
Sanat's gone.
Sanat's gone.
The
other tight end they brought in.
Spencer Rattler. So if you're looking at this, they're going to go corner or they're going to go lineman.
Or Benson.
Oh, yeah, Benson.
They could certainly go Benson. Most people had him as the best running back in the class.
Yeah, it's not saying much in this class.
But at pick 70, he's explosive too.
Well, like I said, I'm sure that that's the one good thing. The Eagles really can't trade up in front of the Giants to take a running back. And they could. I mean, they're the Eagles. The rules don't apply to them.
No, Rattler's not gone.
No, Rattler, I don't think Rattler's going to make this round. I thought there was a chance he could.
Well, let's see. You got Buffalo, no, unless they take him as a backup. Detroit, Baltimore.
Yeah, well, none of those guys are taking. Yeah, unless they wanted a backup, but I can't. You're not drafting a backup here.
You might. I mean, it's basically a third-round pick at this point.
The Niners could.
Yeah.
The Panthers should take him. See, yeah, you go to the top, the beginning of the third. Carolina's not taking him. Arizona's not taking him. I mean, Arizona could take him as a backup. They could take him as a backup. Washington, New England, Los Angeles, the Giants. I don't think they're doing it.
I don't think they're doing it. I mean, they could, but I don't.
And there's nothing here because they have to. The Giants, the Cardinals, the Jets. Maybe the Jets do it because Aaron Rodgers is older. Cowboys aren't doing it. Falcons aren't doing it. Well, maybe the Falcons will take it because why the hell not? The Bears aren't doing it. I mean, the Raiders at 77. I thought the Raiders could take him at 44, but I really do. I'm going to say if he's there at 77, I think the Raiders take him.
Let's find out what the Bills do. They go Cole Bishop. Safety. That's good for us because we already took a safety. So let's have a run on safeties and wide receivers here.
Right. There's no good wide receivers left now. Jalen McMillan's the best one.
I mean, I think it's like we said. I think it's gonna be one of those names you mentioned that are still on that top 30 list. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. Cooper Beebe, definitely a strong possibility right now if he's there.
Yep, without question.
I'd be happy.
They didn't bring in Blake Corum, but he's still there.
Joe Shane hasn't had a draft where he hasn't taken an offensive lineman in the first 3 rounds, so definitely could. Detroit pick is in.
Look at that guy. They're so happy to be on TV. You can put yourself, all you have to do is have YouTube and you're on TV all the time. You don't even need to celebrate when you're on TV.
There he is, the greatest running back of all time, making the pick.
Facts.
That used to be a big debate when I was younger. Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders.
There was no debate. Anybody that watched him play knows Barry Sanders is way better.
I agree, but it used to be a debate.
No debate. Anybody that watched Thurman Thomas knows he was better than Emmitt Smith.
Thurman Thomas was great. Who's some of the great running backs from that era? You had Ricky Waters was really good.
Yeah, he was. Emmitt Smith was better.
No, not on that level. I'm just trying to think of some other guys during that era. Oh, Bettis maybe a little bit after that. No, he was kind of in that era.
Yeah, he was in that era. He's 95.
Curtis Martin.
Marshall Faulk, way better than him.
Marshall Faulk, 94.
Drafted in 95. I mean, he was drafted after Kajina Carter, who ended up being a bust. Tiki, obviously, we know Tiki's better. I've said that forever.
97.
Tiki better than Emmett, without question. Eric Dickerson was better than Emmitt Smith.
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson was definitely better than him.
He's one of the what 5-6 greatest running backs ever, Peters.
Easily. So Emmett's probably between 15 and 20 when it comes to the greatest running backs ever. I mean, he's just overrated. I mean, the guy was ass. I mean, put him on a team that doesn't have that offensive line. The dude averages like 3.5 yards a carry. Look at what he did in Arizona. Garbage. Look at Tiki at the end of his career. 3,500 yards rushing his last 2 years. Retired at 30 years old. Led the league in yards from scrimmage at the age of 29. Averaged a half yard more in his career than Emmitt Smith did. Had over 5,500 receiving yards and like 600 receptions. Plus, he was a punt kick returner at the beginning of his career, and a good one.
You got Tomlinson.
He was a starter for 7 years and had 10,000 yards rushing. That's right.
I saw somebody mention Terrell Davis in the chat, who was fantastic. He just had his career cut short. Do you think Terrell Davis belongs in the Hall of Fame?
I would say no, because he didn't play long enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he was there. I mean, 2000 season, he won 2 Super Bowls. I mean, I get it. He was phenomenal, but the guy played like 6 years. I mean,
migraine headaches did him in.
Yep. You can't. I don't think you. The NFL Hall of Fame is all political joke anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Why is Tiki Barber not in the Hall of Fame? It doesn't make sense. The guy's like right around top 20 all time in yards from scrimmage. Why is he not there? He had over 10,000 rushing yards. Why is he not there? He had 10,000 rushing. How many running backs had 10,000 rushing yards and 5,000 receiving yards?
Picks in by the Baltimore Ravens, pick number 62. So we're approaching.
I want to look at that. I want to see if I can find that.
And Joe, thank you very much. Of course, Bad Dog did shouted you out yesterday. He says, thank you so much for the shout out, guys. God bless. Yeah, definitely give him a call, guys. 833 Joe Sprinter Moving. Joe's been a long-time subscriber of both of ours. So
yes, yeah.
I didn't even know when you were reading that was his company. But yeah, we see him in the chat all the time. So go over there, check him out, man. He's got a moving company. So if you need help moving, give Joe a call, man. Joe, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support, buddy.
Okay. Is this correct? What is this? That's not what I want.
Haloti Nata, man.
Chris, how many running backs do you think have 10,000 rushing yards and 5,000 receiving yards?
All right, let me name them. Marshall Faulk.
Mm-hmm.
Tiki Barber.
Yep.
LaDainian Tomlinson.
Nope.
Really? LaDainian Tomlinson didn't have.
Nope. Must not have had the 5,000 yards.
Let me think. Oh, what's the dude on the 49ers? It was the first guy to have 1,000 and 1,000 in the same season.
Not Roger Craig. He didn't have 10,000 rushing yards. No, not Roger Craig.
Oh. Well, I got to think here. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it. How many more are there?
There's 3 in the entire history of the NFL.
Let me see if I get the third.
The other 2 are in the Hall of Fame.
Let me see if I get the
What are we doing?
Who's the third one?
I mean, I would have known that because he played back in my day, but it's the first guy to do it.
Back in your day.
Back in my day. When I started watching.
Running backs didn't used to catch the ball a lot back in your day.
The 80s.
I don't know. Who is it? I don't know.
Marcus Allen.
Oh, Marcus Allen. Yeah. I actually knew he was.
3 players, 3 running backs in the history.
That's crazy.
Of the NFL have 10,000 rushing yards and 5,000 receiving yards. And Tiki's not in the Hall of Fame?
That's crazy.
What?
Chiefs just traded up to pick 63.
Come on.
Yeah, that's an insane.
What's the Hall of Fame doing? Like, seriously, you don't need to like Tiki Barber. But the man was a damn good football player. He's a Hall of Fame football player.
And Not a J-Tech says Eddie George. Eddie George was great. Short-lived, but great. He won the Heisman Trophy while he was at Ohio State. Of course, was a big part of the Titans team that went to the Super Bowl. He kind of fell off because they ran him into the ground. Like Eddie George used that. He had like 400 carries that one year.
Yeah, that was back in the day when the running back did shoulder the load. They don't do that anymore.
But yeah, he was a great player. Toasty says Herschel missed it by like 100 yards. Oh, for that club, that 10,000, 5,000.
I don't know what Herschel Walker. Well, part of Herschel Walker's thing was he played in the USFL for a couple of years.
Right. So he would have had it. Probably.
So Herschel Herschel had 8,200 rushing yards and 4,800 receiving yards. But again, he played in the USFL for a couple of years, so he would have done it. But he also played longer than Tiki Barber did. He played for 13 years. Tiki played for 10. Tiki didn't start till Tiki was a starter for 7 years. And all of his touchdowns got taken away by Ron Dane and freaking Brandon Jacobs.
That's not Priest Holmes, is it? No.
Jamal Charles.
Oh, Jamal Charles.
He's had a bunch of great running backs.
Jamal Charles, yeah. He was fantastic.
But my point is, it's extremely rare for a running back to do that. And
I'm stunned that Tomlinson wasn't on that list.
Let's see how many.
I'm stunned. Not a J Texas. I thought Derek Ward was going to be elite. Derek Ward, he was really good for the Giants. He didn't play that long for the Giants, but he was really good for the Giants. Good pass catcher. Yeah. Of course, part of Earth, Wind, and Fire. He was actually originally, I think, drafted by the Jets, if I'm not mistaken, Derek Ward. And the Giants picked him up.
Tomlinson was close. He had 47.72 for receiving.
So he was like 200 yards off.
He was close.
I'm very surprised he didn't have that many because he was a great.
He only played 11 years too.
Yeah.
I mean, some of these guys back then were. I'm surprised. There's only 3 guys. Tiki Park, 2005. He led the league in yards from scrimmage 2 years, 2004 and 2005.
If he would have played one more year, he would have already been in the Hall of Fame.
Without question. Without question.
So we're almost on the clock, guys. We got another, 6 picks before we're up? I think 7 picks, whatever it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 picks, and then we're up.
Tiki Barber also had over 1,000 punt return yards in his career, the touchdown.
Well, when he first started, they used him a lot on specials.
Yeah.
Not a Jake.
He didn't do a lot of kickoff returning, but
his punt returner though. Yeah. J-Tex says the one-hit wonder running backs are incredible memories. Oh, well, I mean, like Chris Johnson. There's an example of a guy that kind of had 2 or
CJ 2K.
Yeah, he had like 2 or 3 good years and then kind of fell off.
CJ 2K.
Let's think of some like
Priest Holmes was another one. I think Priest Holmes fell off pretty quickly. I don't know what just happened there. One time I think there he is. I was gonna say one time he disappeared. Then I went to the bathroom. I heard him say, "I'm not touching it because I keep losing the chat."
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm just going over the chat and it knocks me out. I was just thinking of some other random running backs. You got Rashard Mendenhall. He was pretty good for a couple of years. Edgerrin James, he was a great running back. Matter of fact, I'm surprised
he was good for a while, though.
I'm surprised he's not on that 10,000, 5,000 list because he had a lot of receiving yards, Edgerrin James.
No.
Toasty says, hot take, Megatron didn't play long enough for the Hall of Fame. I think he did. But I think there's an argument to be had, but I think he did, man. He was the best in the game for a good, 3-year period, and he played for at least 8 or 9 years, didn't he, Megatron? So I think he's a Hall of Famer. It's a hot take. That's why you call it a hot take.
Yeah, he played for 9 years. He was a 3-time All-Pro. Well, 4-time. Well, I guess he was. Yeah, he was an All-Pro 5 times.
David Johnson. Yeah, he was great for the Cardinals for about 2 or 3 years, big hitters.
Got hurt.
Yeah. Oh, what's his name? What was the guy's name? The running back on the Bucks. He was like a small guy, Doug something, right?
Doug Martin, the guy that we were supposed to draft and draft the David
Doug
Wilson.
Martin. He was really good for about a year or two, and then he kind of fell off. Steven Jackson was a good running back on the Rams.
Yeah.
He was a good running back. Luke says running back or guard. Fred Taylor was a great running back.
He was. Maurice Jones-Drew was good for a couple of years.
He was great for a couple of years. Luke Thomas says running back or guard has to be the pick here in the third, you mean? I don't know if it has to be, but I think running back, you're going to get good value here if you go with a guy like Trey Benson for sure.
The Niners pick is in.
And I would love the BB pick here. I mean, you get a solid guard here.
The Niners must have traded up, unless I didn't refresh this.
There was a trade. I don't remember if it was them, but there was.
This isn't refreshing on NFL Draft. It says the Panthers still on the clock, but over here it has the Niners on the clock, and the pick is in.
David Wilson, running back. He's one of the biggest what ifs in Giants history.
Yeah, man. I tell you, I saw him at training camp in 2012, and I swear to God, he just moved at a different speed than everybody else.
I mean, of course, the biggest what if is Burris if he didn't go into the strip club with the gun, but
we have a dynasty if he doesn't do that.
Yeah, and a lot more Hall of Famers probably. Like a lot of those guys on that offensive line probably get in the Hall of Fame if they win back-to-back.
Probably if they win, might have won more than that. I mean, could have won 4 to 5. I mean, that team was so stacked.
I mean, Burris might have went into the Hall of Fame. To be honest with you,
probably would have. Rick Straw did go. They see to Detroit, so he's not there anymore.
And Toasty says Todd Gurley full up was there's a
good Todd Gurley's a good one. He was the best, and then he got paid, and that was the end of him.
Yeah, that's a good one. Who we got here? And all these guys we're mentioning is why they don't pay running backs anymore.
Exactly.
I got a good. I've mentioned him on prior streams, but I just remember I loved him as a kid. He had one great year. He was just this huge running back that bowled people over. Natron Means.
Refried Means.
Natron Means from the San Diego Chargers. I used to love him.
Yeah, a couple of those guys. You had a couple of those guys. Cam Ironhead Hayward. He used to do the same thing.
Bam Bam Morris. Remember him on the Steelers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ironhead Hayward was also a Steeler.
Flex Lopez says, I'm sensing BB coming up real soon. I could see it. I think he's certainly in play.
That'd be great if they would do that.
I think he's certainly in play. Mike Olstad, definitely one of my favorite players. He was fun to watch on the Bucks.
Yeah.
Ward Dunn, his teammate, too.
Stop tracking.
Dunn, where did Ward Dunn go? He went to Florida State, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he was a great college player, too. Not a J Tax says, remember 8-Train Anthony Thomas, 15-1 Bears team.
I really don't. Really don't remember him.
I do. That was I think that he was I remember, that was the Bears team that was that was the Bears team, the Brian Urlacher team that went to the Super Bowl, I think.
That was the most most forgettable 15-1 team ever.
It was Rex Grossman.
It was just unforgettable.
Yeah.
This isn't even close to getting this shit right. Well, the Jets traded up.
Jets just traded up. Where do the Jets go here? Go line again? Go wide receiver? What do they do? Maybe they get Spencer Rattler. Stick him behind Aaron Rodgers.
I didn't even see. Arizona took Max Melton.
Max Melton went a while ago.
This is freaking. What the hell did this thing just do to me?
And Gowie says, I want next pick to be Corm and Zinter later. You want your Michigan guys, man. You want your Michigan guys. Who the Jets taking here? Tim Biakabatuka. Yes, he was on the there's a good random one. He was on the Carolina Panthers. I remember him. How about Rashaan Salam? He won the Heisman Trophy with Colorado. Got drafted by the Bears in like 95.
Shit. I was in round 3. I thought we were already in round 3. That's why I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I thought we were already in round 3. I forgot about the compensatory picks in the back of round 2. No, there's no compensatory picks. I'm just off.
That's round 3 where they start.
I need sleep. That guy's happy for the Jets.
Who did the Jets pick?
Jets. Yeah, they suck. If there's any team worse than us, it's them. Facts.
So they're doing this because it's the beginning of the third round. Okay. I was like, why the big, ta-da? But I guess it's in between rounds. Okay.
Right.
Let's see. Steve Slayton. Yeah, he was with the Houston Texans. He went to what college did he go to? He went to West Virginia, Steve Slayton. I remember him. He was pretty good for a year or two. Kajana Carter, first overall pick, Penn State, injury.
Yeah, he got drafted out of Marshall Faulk. And actually, the commercial Marshall Faulk had where he was out running everybody that night commercial, that was for Kajana Carter, but because Kajana Carter got injured, they gave it to Marshall Faulk.
Here's the Jet fans. Napoleon Kaufman, yeah, he was an explosive player for the Raiders.
His injury was gross.
Yeah. Tyrone Wheatley, yeah, not our best draft.
Jesus,
he was good with the Raiders, pretty good with the Raiders at least.
I just realized my wife and kids still didn't get back in the park.
Who's making this?
I'll tell you what, man. Tomorrow's my cheat day. I want a freaking sub from the Bellas in the worst way. I want an Italian mix sub and I want some damn pizza. Like, that's what I want tomorrow. I do.
Hey, do it, man. Do it. Braylon Edwards, that's right. He was a Jet for a little bit.
He was also a Brown, right?
Yeah, his best years were with the Browns.
Yeah. He was really good with the Browns.
Yeah, that 1 year, him and Derek Anderson, I think it was, had a really good year. The quarterback.
Yeah.
Malachi Corley, they go with the wide receiver out of Western Kentucky.
Sure. Who else is available there? Well, I don't know where he was on the. Oh, they ranked. Not that the rankings matter at this point. He was ranked 96th overall, so
and
he was on this board anyway. He was the 7th best receiver.
Yeah, I think most people had him going day 2, Corley, from what I saw at least. Maybe it was later third round people expected, but
Brendan Rice is still out there.
Giovanni says Rattler. It's possible. I mean, I'm not predicting it, but it's possible.
No,
I don't want him to, because if you're going to draft the backup quarterback, which is what I would project the third round pick to be, I'd rather wait another round or two. And get a running back here, or get a lineman, or an edge.
I can't see the Giants taking Spencer Rattler.
I wouldn't.
I can't see him doing it. He's too small, man. He's 6 foot. These guys want that big dude. Joe Milton now. Now, Joe Milton later in the draft, 6'5", 235, rocket arm, terrible mechanics, stuff that can be coached. You might take a flyer on him in round 6, or if you trade back and get a round 7 pick. I can't see that. I can't see the Giants taking Spencer Rattler though, when they have so many other needs. I think it's just going to be BPA.
I think there's a good chance we go Phillips because he was a top 30 visit. We could still use a corner, so I could see that.
Christian Haynes is still there.
That is so big.
Your guy, Adisa Isaac's still there.
What was the name of the guy that used to be the office linebacker that played for the Arizona Cardinals or something, right? Oh, there it is. Trey Benson just went.
Yep. I'm actually surprised they don't want running back.
What you say?
I'm surprised they want running back.
Yeah. He's an explosive player. And Giovanni says, how blue do bananas have to be to fit in the microwave before bedtime? I don't get it.
I don't know bananas got blue. I don't get it either. I'm tired, so
I don't get it. J-Tag says, who's the one college player you were wrong about thinking they would be elite? Minus Sam Bradford before his shoulder injury in the Natty. I think most people were high on Sam Bradford. Obviously, he was the first overall pick. Who was really high on coming out?
I was definitely not high on Bradford. I thought he would suck. But in that draft class, oh no, it was the draft class after that. Mine was Kyler Murray. Now he's still playing.
Well, I wouldn't say he sucks. He hasn't lived up to that pick.
Bradford sucks.
Yeah, Bradford. Yeah, he sucks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sam Bradford's good. But Murray's. I thought Murray would be extremely elite by now. Like I thought.
He didn't reach that.
No.
Who's the guy that loved coming out that? I mean, I don't think he sucks, but I think Trevor Lawrence is not nearly as good as I thought he would be. Like I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I thought he'd be a lot better too.
Yeah, I thought. He's been underwhelming.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Commanders.
The Commanders. But he could still be really good, but I thought he'd be better at this point.
Who? Lawrence?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, same thing with Murray. I mean, he's still young. Brandon Coleman.
So your guy's still there, man. Cooper Beebe's still there.
Still there.
Well, top 30 visits now, so you could cross Benson off. So you're looking at Beebe. You're looking at Isaac, the guy I said. Andrew Phillips from Kentucky. Anybody else? Am I missing somebody?
Sure, Cam Hart's still there, right?
Yeah.
Where'd that go? Yep. Tampa, Hart.
Oh,
Phillips.
Tampa's still available too.
Yep. I would be upset if they went there with that pick.
Corner? Absolutely not.
Patriots pick is in.
2 more picks, guys. 2 more picks. I'm going to not look at the chat now because these picks are going to come in fast. So tomorrow, what pick?
That was the only running back they brought in for a top 30. So I don't think they're going to run it back at all.
They might in the 4th, but I don't think they'll do it. I don't think they'll do it today. Now.
No, I mean they didn't. Yeah, they didn't bring anybody in. So, and you just mentioned how they just signed a guy because of an eligibility or mess up.
I don't think they'll take one here. I agree with that. I think it would have, if they were gonna, it would have been Benson. So what's your final call? You're sticking with Beebe, the same guy you had in the second round?
Yeah, I mean, why not?
I mean, you might as well.
I like Cooper Beebe. They could use him.
I'm sticking with Isaac. That would be something. If the only mock I did on my channel, I hit the first 3 picks. So I'm going with him. Going with Isaac.
The long cookie. My kid got one of those cookies from Subway, and I kept saying, when the hell are you going to eat the long cookie?
Is that something new?
It's a foot-long cookie, a foot-long churro. I don't eat Subway, but they went out there one day and I go to the Bellas, man. I want a sub. I'm getting freaking the Bellas. I ain't getting no damn Subway.
Yeah.
I want the Bellas.
Yeah, Subway's not very good. When I used to be a cable technician, though, you got to eat quick. You're on the road. I would go to Subway a lot, but Subway's not very good.
I liked it. Plus, we had a lot of it. Like, it's little Italian delis around here that are amazing. So I'm not eating it. I'm not eating at Subway. That's not happening. But they went there one day, and there was like, what the hell is that thing? And it's a cookie. It's like a foot long. So I just kept saying, when are you eating a long cookie? He just thought it was funny. When are you eating a long cookie? So I kept bothering. He's like, Dad, will you stop about the long cookie?
I was going to ask the chat what's the pick they think it's going to be, but they'll ruin it at this point. I feel like the people probably already know what the Giants pick is.
Yeah, Pat's pick is in, as we know. And then there's one pick in between.
You got the Chargers and you got us.
Yep.
We'll hang out for probably like another half hour because we don't have another pick, but we'll hang out hang out for a little bit, talk about the pick. Maybe something goes down. I don't expect any trade ups though tonight.
I don't either. I don't think the Giants are trading up into the third round. I think tomorrow, if they're going to they're going to trade, like you said, I think they'll trade back.
Yeah, I think if anything, they're going to trade back to get extra picks.
Yep.
What's the pick going to be, guys, for the Giants? Even though I can't see your answers right now. I'm going to go. I mean, I got to stick with my guy. But if not, I think it's one of these three names. I think it's BB. I think it's Isaac.
Tampa.
Or I think it's Phillips. BB, Isaac, or Phillips.
Why is TJ Tampa so far down the list?
Maybe he had a medical thing.
Yeah. It says he has bigger hands for a corner, played receiver position in high school, flash ability to pluck the ball out of the air. Scheme versatile corner. Well, maybe he's not.
He doesn't fit. Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't fit the scheme. Well, I don't know what scheme they're running. I mean, a bunch of teams have passed on him. Maybe teams that need a corner, he doesn't fit their scheme.
Man, I feel bad for Drake, man. They're talking about the Patriots right now. He's gonna be in a rough spot to start.
So is the kid from Washington, Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, at least they have some weapons though. But yes.
Yeah, but their line is terrible.
Yeah. Here we go.
Our line is terrible.
I think the guys who got put in the best spot were McCarthy and Caleb Williams.
Agreed.
Caleb is going to be so good. You give him a good supporting cast right out of the gate. Like he's going to be good.
DJ Moore, freaking Romo Dunze. Yeah, that's going to be sick.
Yeah.
That's going to be sick.
Troy Vincent was a good player. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember him on the Eagles and the Patriots.
Yeah. What's the pick?
They got to do the foundation of combat, whatever that word said. It went away.
I think it was anti-Semitism, maybe.
Maybe. I didn't see what it was.
What are they alternating every other word?
Yeah. Caden Wallace.
Caden Wallace, Penn State tackle. One of 9 tackles in Power 5.
And again, look at their rankings. She was projected to be a day 4 guy, but none of these things even freaking matter.
Yeah, I remember our first draft. People were flipping out because with Joe Shane because he was taking guys that were projected to go like a round later every round.
Like Wandale Robinson.
Then he took Cordell Flott. He was supposed to go like a round later. Josh Azudu was supposed to go like a round later. And now the last 2 drafts, he's taken like great value.
Yeah, the freaking the Cordell Flott one. I remember thinking to myself, what? I even said, what? I don't know.
Well, the reason I knew who he was is because I remembered him from the top 30 visit. They had a top 30 visit with him. That was the only reason. And I looked into him briefly before the draft, but otherwise I would have had no idea who he was.
What Cordell Blood Flott? The Chargers pick is in, which means the Giants are on the clock. The Giants are on the clock. They on the clock.
Here we go. I'm gonna stick with my guy. Isaac's gonna be the pick, but I'm hoping for Cooper Beebe. I'm not even gonna lie. I want Cooper Beebe. I want a lineman at this point.
My tequila guy still out there.
Every fan base has like their license plate guy.
They really do. I don't even know if that's a guy. I think it's just a freaking ridiculous hat.
Well, you got the Eagles guy. They always show him. He's got like the face paint.
Oh, that's not paint, Chris. That's his face.
You got the Jets fireman Ed.
Yes. It's true. Fireman Ed. Junior Colson. That was the best available at that pick. So they went BPA.
Here we go, guys.
They went BPA.
Go linebacker out of Michigan.
They went BPA.
Here we go.
TJ Tampa is still the best overall.
I'm hoping for BB.
Blake Corum's still there.
Yeah, I guess he could be. I guess they could pick him.
They didn't visit with him though.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's your guy. I think it's a guard. It doesn't need to be Cooper Beebe. I think they got to go offensive line at some point, or it could be Blake Corum
or Andrew Phillips, the corner.
Right.
Double up in the secondary.
Corner, running back, guard. That's where I think they're cornerback. Well, yeah, they could do. I mean, they could do anything. If they want to just go best available, who's best available right now, according to this?
You said Tampa.
Tampa, that's right. Then linebackers, Jaden Hicks, you don't need him. Then McMillan, Blake Corum, Christian Haynes.
Oh, Harbaugh's excited. He got his guy, Michigan.
Yep. Harbaugh loves his guys.
That was Harbaugh's pick. They're like, okay, you can make one pick.
Right. Khalil Mack how old is Khalil Mack? For a while there, man, he was.
Oh, dude, he was like, he was approaching like JJ Watt level.
So good. That was only the 4th pick. Only the 4th pick.
Here we go.
Here we go. He's
Tiki,
right.
get your ass up there.
Picks in. Come on, Tiki. What are we doing? 4:20 on the pick. Giants have 4 minutes, 20 seconds. No, that's the other team.
I'm hoping for Cooper Beebe. Well, I'm hoping for a lineman. Either him or Haynes, I'd like here.
Tiki, put him in the Hall of Fame. Put Tiki in the Hall of Fame, damn it.
Give me a 300-pound man, Bad Dog.
Well, Tiki's got to give that to you.
That's
I'm
right.
ready to go. See what they do. Andrew Phillips.
That was
the guy they brought in for top 30. So
you knew it was going to be one of the 3. I mean, he stays true to those top 30 visits. So the Giants get Andrew Phillips. Good pick. This was around where he was supposed to go. We need help in the secondary. So the Giants double up in the secondary. They get a corner, and they get a safety. Nubin was supposed to be one of the, if not the best, among the best safeties in the draft. So Giants double up in the secondary. We needed help there. You lose Adoree Jackson, you lose Xavier McKinney. So they continue to get young talent in that secondary.
Without question. I mean, again, what the hell is this? Serious? You see that?
Yeah.
Are you freaking serious, dude? He did not just jump over a car.
Jumped over a car.
And he didn't jump over the hood. He jumped over the whole car.
There you go. So the Giants get their corner. Nick says, I'm out of here. Thank you for all you guys do. We appreciate you for being here, Nick, man. Hopefully you enjoyed it.
But yeah, I agree. Listen, man, he went out. Brian Dable, or I'm sorry, Joe Shane does a great job. He addressed the offensive line of free agency, right? He goes out there. He gets one of the best edge rushers in the league in a trade. He gets an explosive wide receiver in his first pick. And in his second and third pick, he goes out and addresses the secondary. So he's getting all levels. He's getting talent at all levels. So, I mean, I think what he's done, I think he's addressed a lot of needs. And I think he continues to build a solid team. You just got to hope these guys work out. But I like his philosophy with the way he's going about this, especially this year. Because like we talked about, Chris, this is his year. These are his guys. This is his team now.
Yeah. Alexis Biga. I mean, I'm not surprised. Somebody said Phillips over 10. I mean, you look at his history, man. It's not hard to predict who he's going to take when you look at his top 30 visits. That's what he does, man. The guys that they bring in, that's typically who they take. So,
well, again, TJ Tampa's fallen down a lot. There must be a reason because a lot of corners went, and it's not just the Giants. So there's got to be something. There's always some reason that these guys kind of fall off. Who do they have for running backs left?
Yeah, I mean,
Coram's still there. Like I'm thinking maybe with their first pick tomorrow.
What do we have? The 100th pick?
Where do they pick?
I think it's pick 100, and then we have like
107. We pick 107,
and then we're like 163 and like
107. 166
and then 183, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so 3 picks tomorrow. The first pick will come quick because I think that's going to be one of the first picks, right? Because
they pick 7th.
So that'll come quick. Who knows, man? I mean, at this point, I think it'll probably be somewhere on the line, offensive or defensive line, but could certainly be a running back with that pick too. So. A lot of options. We don't go Rattler. I think I at least expected that. Could see a quarterback tomorrow with one of those picks. Could see it. A day, maybe one of those last picks that we have. It's possible, but not too surprised that the Giants don't go a quarterback within the first 2 days of the draft. And
yeah, I mean, neither. I mean, unless they had Drake May, I think that was the only possibility, Chris, of us getting a quarterback.
Yeah,
if Drake May was not selected by the Patriots. I think other than that, we weren't getting one.
Yeah.
Even with all the smoke about J.J. McCarthy and I know where I'm going because he spent all this time with the Giants. It doesn't mean anything. It means the Giants might have been whatever. Now, like I said, that was mostly right after the combine all that happened because in recent weeks, all that McCarthy stuff died down. And then it was, the Giants are interested in Michael Penix and the Giants really want Drake May. Like all of a sudden McCarthy went down. And listen, the Giants I'm guessing the Giants didn't take those quarterbacks for a lot of the same reasons we didn't want those guys at 6, not because we don't think they're talented, but a lot of questions come with those guys, and we're not really ready to bring in a quarterback at 6 that can Michael Penix stay healthy? Can Evan Neal protect him? Or, can excuse me, can J.J. McCarthy elevate, can he play on a bad team? I got the microphone that time. Can he play in a bad team? Can he elevate is a thing. So I think there's questions there. I think with Drake May, they had him. Thank you, Joe. Yeah. Been a long day. I got up at 10:45. What a bum I am. Literally, man, I get up. So I set the alarm, because my wife gets up early, and then I set the alarm like an hour after she gets up so I can get, my son ready for school. So I do that, and then I go back to sleep at like 7:30. Next thing I know, I open my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, it's freaking almost 11 o'clock. Like, I wanted to go to my P.O. box today. Couldn't do it. I had some other things to do. And I'm like, I can't do it because I went to the gym and then I went to the grocery store. And then before I know it, it's 2 o'clock. And I'm like, well, I got to go. I didn't have to. I mean, he could have went to daycare, but little bad dog gets very excited when I pick him up from actual school. And he does. So I always love his face. It's like the best thing ever. And he's like, I knew you were going to get me, Dad. I knew you were going to come get me. So I'm like, anytime I'm off of work or I take a half day, I always go get him because I just like seeing his reaction.
Yeah. I just had to block somebody from the chat that's trolling you. I was like, screw this guy. The imp says, he said, yawning.
I wasn't even paying attention. I don't even
yawning. Okay, I'm out of here. He said like 3 other comments about you. Imp said, except for Neighbors, the experts have missed. Wait, did he say, except for Neighbors, the experts have missed the bed so far? What do you mean, for the Giants? I mean, I think most people thought that there was a strong chance we could go corner. I mean, a lot of people had Nubin to the Giants around too. I mean, I don't know who you're considering the experts, but yeah, I mean, secondary.
What does Damien Karras say in about the exorcism? He's like, there are no experts.
Yeah, exactly. So far, so good. You're having a good draft. I think we're having a good draft for sure, man. For sure, we're having a good draft. Panthers are on the clock. Mushi Muhammad going again. They take Trey. I mean, maybe BB drops to it. But I've learned as we've done these draft streams, Bad Dog, there's no point as it gets later, like hoping that guys fall because they're just going to take the guys they want at this point.
Right.
We're all sitting here.
Exactly.
Cooper BB drops, but if they don't want Cooper BB, they're not going to take him at this point, as the draft, prolongs. So they're just going to take their guys. So we'll see. We'll see what they do tomorrow. But I don't know. I guess running back, man, if they're going to go skill position, I could see that, or tight end. For sure. I could definitely see a tight end. And then, I think it'll be the lines because obviously we addressed the secondary heavily in day 2. So I think it'll be either side of the line.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's got to be, but we'll see. You never know. They also could use a tight end, right? I mean, that's another thing. I don't know if they brought in any other tight ends, but it's something they could use. I wonder if Cooper Beebe. I don't think Cooper Beebe's going to fall all the way down there, but one could hope.
Wasted season incoming with DJ Ayuk. I get it, man. I get it. Tyler Nubin. I like Tyler Nubin a lot. So I'm excited about Nubin, Bad Dog. I am. I'm excited about Nubin. I'm obviously excited about Neighbors.
Yeah.
I mean, the Giants addressed all areas of their defense this offseason.
On this sentence alone, is there a reason we haven't drafted Cooper Beebe? On this sentence alone, Beebe is quick to recognize lines, stunts, and blitzes. Is there a reason?
Look who just the Cowboys.
Oh, come on! Oh, of course Dallas gets them. Of course. They take all the damn guys I want. Come on, man.
I think they took a lineman before, didn't they?
Come on, man. I think they did. Come on, man.
The Cowboys just take.
Come on, man.
That was a nasty pancake block.
Come on.
You knew to go lineman. That's what they do.
I know, but my freaking dad. Let the guys that I mean, it's not like it's sitting there and go, oh, I love that. I pick like 1 or 2 linemen a year that I'm like, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Or on the Giants to get this guy.
Who was the center they took?
Biotish.
Yeah, Biotish. That's who it was. Yeah, they traded up ahead of us.
Biotish.
Yeah.
I know another guy we wanted that one year, but he went early, was Cesar Ruiz. I think we wanted him at center. The centers I always want, we never get. Biotish, Cesar Ruiz, Creed Humphrey, of course. I love Creed. Tyler Linderbaum. We never get them. Every time I want a lineman, we don't get that damn guy.
It's true.
But just on that alone, just on he recognized. Why did we get him?
Man, the only
all right. So the Chargers' next pick is going to be Zach Zinter. I think he got hurt.
Another Michigan dude.
That's why I'm looking at the guy. Is he the one that got hurt? Who's the guy that got hurt?
Yeah, Zinter. I think Zinter was the one that got hurt.
Yeah. He's a freaking animal, though, man.
That entire Michigan offensive line was ridiculous.
It was.
K-Saint, what about JMS K-Saint?
Well, that's true. I did want John Michael Schmitz. Good.
Oh, there goes Trice.
Yeah. Hey, Atlanta got their edge rusher. I freaking love this kid.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I did want John Michael Schmitz, and we did get him. Good call. A good call.
Yeah.
I picked one lineman that I liked that I liked Andrew Thomas too. And I wanted Evan Neal. I'm not gonna lie. I did want Evan Neal.
Yeah, I wanted Evan Neal.
And,
I mean, I now I don't.
Unfortunately, we got him.
Yeah, I wanted him on I wanted him on draft night, but now if I go back in time, I wouldn't want him.
79 quarterback pressures the guy had last year. Oh man, or not? I think in his career.
Giants will back into the third, or Giants. I think the Giants are done for the night, Jeff.
Yeah, the Giants. There's no reason for them to trade back into the third. They only got 3 more picks tomorrow, so
yeah, I think they're done.
If anything, I think they might trade back tomorrow, but they're definitely not trading up.
Yeah, but overall, I mean, I think it's a successful day too, man. Like, obviously, nobody's ever going to be completely satisfied with their guys, but the Giants get arguably the best safety in the draft. They get a corner that was projected to go right around there.
Listen, we needed secondary help.
We needed secondary.
They got it. And we got an explosive playmaker on offense.
Yeah, so I think it's what you probably should have expected day 2 of the draft. Maybe some of us thought D or O-line, but you knew that there was a good chance they would attack the secondary. It's a primary need for this team. So, yeah, I like it. And they took players where they were supposed to take them.
Yeah. I do think that if there's a running back available there, I know Blake Corum's going to make it, but he's not going to make it another 33 picks. But I think the Giants will go there at some. Although they just signed that kid, so maybe not. Maybe they don't go running back. They got Eric Gray, right? They got Devin Singletary. They just picked up that other kid, so they might not even address the running back position.
I wouldn't be surprised if they don't, but.
They haven't, but what's crazy is they have not gone offensive line yet.
I mean,
now, they did address it in free agency, but
they did. They spent a lot in free agency on the offensive line.
But I'm just saying, like in the draft, it's strange.
Well, I mean, you look at their offensive line room right now. They have obviously Andrew Thomas and Evan Neal. They've got a Zudu,
John Michael Schmitz.
They've got John Michael Schmitz. They've got Runyon. They've got Illuminor.
The McKeithen. Is Tyree Phillips still there? Or is he gone?
I'm not sure on Tyree Phillips. Who am I forgetting? That's what, 7 so far. I feel like they signed at least another lineman that you figure is going to be a part of the.
They did sign another lineman, but they signed a couple of just bodies. Like nobody really stood out.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance we'll add one more lineman tomorrow with one of those.
At some point, just to get
with one of those picks.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah. Let's see. This is why we always suck, because we never take O-line seriously. I mean, to be fair, Shane has addressed the offensive line a lot since he's taken the job, right?
Yeah, right.
He's taken
Zudu, McKeithen. He took JMS. He took Evan Neal.
Yeah, some of them haven't hit, obviously, but he's tried to address it.
He just signed 2 more linemen.
Yeah.
I think he has taken it seriously.
Yeah. And MY Giants 26 says, I think Phillips plays slot. We need an outside guy. They may take another corner. We'll see. I still think they're going to sign a veteran corner before the year starts. I do. I think we'll sign another corner because, I mean, who else do we got back there at this point? You've got obviously Hawkins. You've got Cordell Flott. I mean, I feel like they could use a veteran in that secondary. I still think they'll sign one, but we'll see. Let's see. We've had multiple day 1 linemen. Yeah, you have Neal and Andrew Thomas.
Right.
We're due for a Soybert type in the 5th or 6th. That'd be nice. Giants.
Yeah, right. That would be nice.
That'd be nice. Restructure AT and Waller retires, and we get 20+ million cap space. Just re-sign Adoree. I don't know if I'm a fan, Mike, of having to I'm all for restructuring Andrew Thomas, if to help this team, but I don't know if I don't know how much Adoree would cost. I don't think he would have to do anything extravagant to bring him back. I don't think people are knocking down his door.
Right.
I think you'd be able to pay him just if Waller retired. Let's see.
I'm just looking at these are the best remaining cornerbacks left. Xavier Howard, Adoree, Stephon Gilmore, Patrick Peterson.
Older guys.
Yeah, that's the best free agency. Just looking at, because you said it better in corner. I mean, that's
I think. I'd be completely open to Adoree if it's a cheap deal. If he wants to come back here, I'd be completely open to that.
Right.
Let's see.
Wow, best man. How come somebody doesn't take Ezekiel Elliott? There, Chris. I see the running back I want. Boston Scott. He's a free agent.
There you go. Just stick him on the
Bring
practice.
that little bastard over here so he can score some touchdowns against Philadelphia.
Or just stick him on the practice squad so he can't score touchdowns against us.
Right. But that just Ezekiel Elliott was another one that had like a meteoric rise and just crashed down. Dalvin Cook.
Mm-hmm.
It just goes to show you, man, that is a tough position.
Let's see. I think people confuse O-line with O-line not working out. The Giants have drafted more. The Giants have certainly tried.
They've tried, exactly.
Has it Matt Peart's another relatively early pick? Obviously, Will Hernandez, but it hasn't worked.
Yeah, going back to Eric Flowers, right? Eric Flowers is a 9th overall pick. It just pretty much since we drafted Eric Flowers, we struggled.
V-Rock says, I bet they're committed to giving Aaron Robinson a legit shot at starting corner. I will not fall for that again. I've been a fan of his for a while, and every year I'm like, oh,
I can't believe you're still on the team.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm looking at the free agents. Tyree Phillips is a free agent.
He is a free agent. Yeah. Every year I'm like, this is the year that Aaron Robinson can make an impact for this team. The guy can't stay on the field, so he won't trick me again. He won't trick me again.
Yeah.
How about that Giants D? I can't wait to see the defense this year, Hazelnut. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the defense.
I am too. That defensive line is going to be sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Let's see.
Aaron Stinney, that's a guy the Giants signed. I'm just looking at who the Giants signed. Obviously, Runyon, those are guards.
Look at this guy's mullet.
Yeah. He's wearing that old ass Tony Scheffler.
I remember, Tony Scheffler. Jay says, of course, Dallas drafts Cooper Beebe. Well, you knew that was going to happen. You knew that was going to happen, guys. You guys heard about, we heard about Corey Cunningham, unfortunately, K-Saint. I'm with you, Afghanistan. But we all knew they weren't going to draft Joe Alt. We knew, we were going wide receiver with that first round. So I guess they could have went with, I wouldn't have been upset if they went lineman with the 2nd or 3rd round pick. But I kind of didn't expect it after what they did in free agency. Hopefully these guys work out. And we get this line going.
That's all we can hope for.
What's going on, Joseph? But Bad Dog, I think we're good, man. Because I mean,
think so too.
What's the point?
We got a long day tomorrow.
We're going to sit here for another 25 picks where we have no interest as Giants fans.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I'm excited for tomorrow. We'll see who we end up with. But overall, so far, I mean, I'm a fan of the draft. I like what we did. We got a supreme playmaker. We get help in the secondary. Clearly had needs in the secondary. Connor says Rattler, Braylon Allen. I like Braylon Allen if they want to go that route at pick 4, or Dwayne Carter. I think Carter, if I'm not mistaken, Connor is the dude from Duke, right? And he's an impressive defensive lineman. I like him too. I've looked at him too. I don't think we're going Rattler. I maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think we're going Rattler in the 4th round, and I don't think he'll get to the late 5th round. So,
I think Rattler's going right here.
Well, let's find out because you did call that. So let's find out.
Let's
find out.
The Raiders need a quarterback, so why not? Otherwise, Rattler's going in the 4th round. I don't
remember the Nate Solder signing. That was a disaster. Here's Plunkett again.
But they tried. I mean, nope. They went tackle. So they're building the line back.
Delmar Glaze, Maryland. Yeah. So there you have it. I want Jalen Wright at one. I would love Jalen Wright at 107. That's a explosive player. I came in late. Can you name the picks? Bob says. Today the Giants went with 2 members in the secondary. They went with what's his name? Andrew Phillips, right? It was, and then they also went with
Tyler Nubin,
who many felt was the best safety in this year's draft class. So Giants addressed the secondary. You lose Adoree', you lose McKinney, you go out and you get a safety and a corner. So that's what they did. That coupled it up with the wide receiver, obviously, that we took yesterday. So we'll see what they do tomorrow. Maybe they try to address the line a little bit. Maybe they get a running back. We'll see. But Bad Dog, thank you to everybody for being here. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are the best. What time? I don't even know. What time does the draft start tomorrow?
Noon.
So we'll be done early, right? It'll be done probably around 3:30. Yeah. So we'll be live tomorrow at noon or no, 11:30, 11:40, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You guys come on by. Day 3, early pick for the Giants. We'll find out who we get. But yeah, we addressed the secondary tonight, Bad Dog. Close it out.
Listen, definitely a need without question. So
yeah.
Again, I like his philosophy. I like what he's done so far. And we just got to hope it works out in the field. But I think he's done a good job.
Yeah. Let's close it out, my man.
All right. So, guys and girls, as always, thank you for support. Appreciate it. Let's hope these picks work out, man. But I like the direction they've gone so far. And hopefully tomorrow, you guys and girls that do your deep draft analysis, hopefully Joe Shane picks one of your guys. We always like to try to pick. We always like to try to pick the guy they're going to draft because at this point it's really difficult. If you pick a guy now, it's pretty awesome. So enjoy the rest of your Friday, and we'll see you tomorrow afternoon for the Entertainment Talking Sports. It's the Bad Diggy Dizzle. Have a good night, everybody. We out. Peace.
Have a good night, guys. Oh, I got to end the stream.
Yeah, you got to end this.
My bad. I thought I was on Bad Dog's channel for a second. I'm just like, I'm just Bad Dog to talk to me after the stream. Have a good night, guys. Have a good night. Spaz is hard as F. All right, Spaz, you should control that.